Okay, guys, we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I will be your friendly game master actually today. Because today we are playing a very special one-shot, playing Wizards of the Coast's now defunct Star Wars Saga Edition role-playing game. And today's session is a bit of a special one too, because it is a part of our charity initiative called Heroes Save Villages, in which generous donors make donations to the SOS Children's Villages International Charity and are able to secure charity sessions where I will run a game for them, playing with who they want, playing what game they want. This is our third year of doing the Heroes Save Villages campaign, and our third year of running a Star Wars role-playing game for today's very generous donor, George. So, George Strayton is our generous donor who has made today's session possible. George is, of course, a familiar face on the channel as well. But I wanted to, before we kick into introducing everybody, who they are, who they're playing, give a very, very, very big thank you to George, not only for making this session possible, but for supporting the initiative for the last couple of years as well, too. That is greatly appreciated. And the over 80,000 orphaned and abandoned children who benefit from SOS Children's Villages International's initiatives are grateful for your generosity as well. This is, of course, as well, the third part of our Star Wars epic as well, too. This is Chapter 3. Last chapter was a bit of a downbeat, as is appropriate for Part 2 of a Star Wars saga. Today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of a shake-up. We'll start with you, George. Tell us who you are, who you're playing, and then we'll go through and we'll introduce everybody else. So, George, who are you playing today?
I am playing Kiro Starskimmer, who is a human scoundrel. He's level 5 because he's been around a bit. He might have been involved in the rebel campaign to defeat the Empire. And then we'll find out what's happened to him ever since then, but it's not been ideal.
Yeah. All right. Next up is Eric. Oh, Eric, you're muted again. Eric, make a mechanics check, quick.
Yeah.
No.
We can't hear you. No. Yeah.
No, not at all.
It's better that way, Eric. It's a gift to all of us.
We will come back to Eric. Next up is Arlen.
Hi, I'm Arlen. I'm playing Gunner, who is a battle droid of the soldier class who has been around the block with Kiro a couple times, gotten a little beat up, and developed a sort of nasty asshole personality, but he's got a big gun to back that up, so that makes it okay.
Nice. Hey. Next up is Jeffrey.
Hey everybody, I'm Jeff, and today I'm playing an Umbaran woman who is Senator Heka Tusham. Yeah. And all you really need to know about her is she's the boss of this.
Yes. Eric, are you back?
I don't know. Am I?
You are. Yes.
I came in just at she's a barren woman, and I thought that was kind of mean and personal. But that's when I came in. So I mean, this is all role playing, I guess.
Yep. So Eric, who are you playing tonight?
Fertility. I am going to be playing Corva Coleman. Not that Corva Coleman, the NPR reporter. No. This is the second time, by the way, that Kevin has so graciously given me the name of a character which is the same as the personality on NPR. You just spell Corva Coleman. It's Corva Corman. He's an Ubanese scout, level 5, is basically bodyguard to the senator. Very mysterious. This Corva is not the senator. Everyone knows that she's barren, I guess. Okay. He's got a lot of sniper skills, and he a while back mysteriously saved the life of the senator herself when she was being stalked by an assassin. So that's it.
Very nice.
Hired a gun along for the ride.
Excellent. Next up is Ptolemy.
I was muted, but I fixed it before everyone had to tell me. I'm playing a little guy. He's an Alina race named Sabas Solkek. You don't know much about him. He hangs around also with the senator. Seems like either some kind of bagman or spiritual advisor. but also has status. So he doesn't really like do bidding, but he's just kind of around, sort of a mysterious character. Somewhat quiet, small, secluded. I don't know. Do you want me to say what he is?
It is totally your call. If you want to make that dramatic reveal at a later point, you're welcome to do that.
Yeah, he's a little guy that hangs around. He's just kind of like in the inner circle of the senator.
Excellent. When he's revealed as a fang dragon later, it will be a shocking surprise.
Whoa.
Next
I'm
up
actually
is
a pop star. I'm in a boy band, and I'm going to reveal that later.
awesome.
Wow.
Carl is next up.
Yeah, hello, I'm Carl. I'm playing Monda Vantai, who's a Duro, and he is an expert pilot. His class is a scoundrel, and I think he is because he's good with a gun. So
Excellent.
Nice.
And last but certainly not least, actually wearing the most heavily armored character, kind of makes sense that he's our resident armor smith, Dave.
Hey everybody, I'm Dave. I am playing Dosen Dozum, and he is the son of a Republic clone who fought in 2 wars, not him, but his father. And he has become part of the resistance under General Organa. And this will be his first mission with the Senator.
Yes. So, guys,
So
I was going to start with a crawl, and then I realized I could use the excuse that this is not part of the Skywalker saga, so I don't have to do one. It's not that my poor planning led me to not have one. Not at all.
Just make one up.
Where our story opens, guys, is it is 31 years since the Battle of Yavin. So if you want to situate this among the actual films and TVs and stuff like that, this is about 2 or 3 years before The Force Awakens. And what our scene opens on is a slow pan down to the volcanic and dusty world of Sullust. This is the home of both the Sullustan race and the Sorosub Corporation. And what we see come into view, and going zipping by, is the Lazy Bantha. This ship swoops down. We do the Star Wars wipe to see this thing coming down out of the ash and soot-filled skies. And let me grab all our characters here. So we got our tokens. And we now see the scene from the surface of Sullust. Now, Sullust is a brutally, mostly uninhabitable world, but it is rich in resources. And it's one of the reasons why it was so popular with the Empire. It was so, so influential during the Republic. And in the era of the New Republic, continues to be a industrial center. And as this thing comes down, we see there are many ships taking off and landing at different hangars. The hangars themselves look like afterthoughts in this otherwise primeval and molten landscape. But Kiro, you find one of the docks. We cut inside your ship, and we see that you are traveling alone, apart from your droid companions. And at this point, you've got Gunner sitting next to you, but Gunner is powered off. The only thing that kind of rolls up to the front and kind of does a little the little whistling, I can't do it. It's the whistling of an astromech. Thank you. Is this one, R4T1. He is your dependable astromech droid. And Kiro looks back and says, I saw it. Hangar 4. And if one was to describe the expression on Kiro's face, what would one use to describe that?
In response to what the droid just said to me?
He has likely the expression of a trucker pulling in to a truck stop that looks the same as every other one, that he's, it's clear from the growth on his face and whatnot, and the bags under his eyes, that he's been on the road for probably 6 hours more than he should have.
Yeah, and I think he's got that kind of like exhausted look to him, but personality-wise, there's still some of that energy and fun just there underneath the surface. So when he's annoyed at the droid, it's kind of it's kind of funny.
Yep. Okay. So you we see that the lazy bantha just kind of glides over this barren surface or desolate surface, and then slowly lands into one of the hangar bays. It opens up, allows the thing to go in, and then seals, leaving that toxic environment behind. And almost immediately after you land, you turn and you power on Gunner. So Gunner, what is the usual response that you have once he flicks you back on?
It's good to be back.
Well, it's gotta, conserve all the energy. It's not that I didn't want to talk to you the whole way. Wasn't that? Definitely not that.
I'm sure it wouldn't be that.
Good. We're on the same page.
So,
I never worry that you're not going to turn me back on again.
I just
okay. Silence.
Yeah.
So what you were here for, Kiro, this is, we talked about this a little bit in on email beforehand, or by email beforehand, but what you've had a bit of a rough turn. The initial hope and whatnot that came with the fall of the Empire and the establishment of the New Republic, there's a lot of dreams that people had and expectations for it. Things have not quite worked out for you the way that you had planned. But what you were here for, you are now, you find, 30 years after you first took up arms with the rebellion, you find yourself working for the same people you thought you left behind. And that is Ezo the Hutt. Ezo has sent you here. Sorosub Corporation is a manufacturer of some of the finest, starship components and stuff. I'm getting feedback from somebody. Somebody... I don't know who.
Check settings on Roll20 and just make sure everything's video only.
I'm muted, so I'm doing a great job.
Yeah.
It might be Dave's because I think he's got his separate. Let's see here. Marco. I don't hear it anymore. So, Ezo has sent you here to pick up something. With the time of the New Republic, Sullust was hoping in the New Republic that things would change and that there would be more opportunity and less, soul grinding labor for the Sullustans who live on Sullust. That proved not to be the case because it was just too profitable to keep people in those positions, which has led to a fair amount of corruption. And that is what Ezo is taking advantage of. You're here to find something that, as it were, fell off the space truck and bring that back to him. You have, of course, learned not to ask what it is and to just do the job and you'll get paid.
Sounds good to me.
And Kiro, you're probably maybe like 6, maybe 8 jobs off from being done.
Excellent. Yeah,
Okay.
I gained a fortune. Somehow I lost more than a fortune. So I'm in a bit of a hole. I'm trying to work my way back to the surface.
Okay. So as you come off the ship and you come into the hangar bay, and the hangar bay, if you picture the spaceport in Mos Eisley, but just more of a enclosed kind of area, it's very much like that. There's droids that are coming up. There are spaceport personnel who are coming up, almost all of which are Sullustans. And you see one Sullustan face that is familiar to you. And if I can find him, where'd I put him?
And so I just turned, as we're heading out, I'm going to turn to Gunner and say, just keep an eye out. I don't know what this thing is we're picking up, but I'm sure it's not legal.
There's a very good chance of that. All right, now did I remember to load this? Let's see here. Oh, I did. Great. Here we go. Okay, and the man who comes over to you is, his name is Wesh Brabak. And this is what Wesh looks like. Now you can picture he's speaking in Sullustan, that Neil Numb does, but I am not going to do that with subtitles. So he walks over to you, Kiro, and he shakes his head and says, like, I thought last month was the last time. Back again?
Look, I'm almost done. You know, you're not going to see me much longer, so just make sure you take a good look so you can remember this for the future.
You know, they got a saying on Tatooine. Old smugglers don't die. They just get owned by the Hutts.
Well, I'm gonna have a new lease on life. As soon as I take care of this deal and a few more, I'll be done.
All right. Same as usual then? And he gestures to the lazy bantha.
Yep.
All right. Then, just so you know too, Kiro, we saw some of them kanji clubbers come in a couple days back, so whatever your business might be here, you might want to keep it low-key if it's for... And he just leaves that unsaid.
Thanks for the heads up. I appreciate it.
Okay. So, for those who are unfamiliar with the Kanji Club, George, why don't you tell us who the Kanji Club are?
You would have seen them in Force Awakens if you saw that movie. Sorry, somebody just arrived home. These are out of the universe. They were in the Raid movies. Super awesome fighters, but they're essentially a group of pirates, scoundrels, smugglers, you name it. And they are a menace to the Outer Rim territories. They're kind of growing into a pretty sizable and dangerous force.
Mm-hmm. And you said ex-slaves of the Hutts as well, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So
they hate the Hutts.
Yeah. All right. So where you're intending on going is a kind of a dive bar that is part of a lower structure. The entire colony or whatever, the entire city that you've arrived at is all built below the surface. So to get to the sort of seedier bits, you're going to be going way, way down to closer to where like the magma taps are that power the city.
Excellent.
Sidekick's back.
Yeah.
All right.
I was watching our last session this morning, Kevin, and he was here with me, and he was imitating you. Like whenever you did a sound effect, you're like, boom, he was going boom.
That's awesome. Hopefully it's not my language. So.
No, nothing like that.
Excellent.
You're a fan, a little fan.
Awesome. Hi, Darwin.
At least one.
You
Okay.
wave, Darwin?
You wanna wave?
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. Okay.
All right. So then, tell me a little bit about how are you guys going to be heading your way down? And Gunnar, if you overhear this as well, you guys have had one or two firefights with the Kanji Club and very close run-ins with them. They know that Kiro runs stuff for the Hutts, and they feel that like finding a way to screw over Kiro is a good way to get at the Hutts.
Well, one question is, do we know who specifically we're meeting?
You do. Yep. His name
Is it a?
as Tersha.
Is it a Hutt or is it a
another
Celestin?
Celestin?
Okay.
Yeah. Surasa
And
kind of has a very singular hiring policy.
Yeah. Well, that's understandable.
Yeah.
And the place we're meeting him it's a cantina type location.
Exactly.
Or...
Yeah.
Okay.
Picture like a combination of like Mos Eisley's cantina with like Soviet style architecture.
Oh, yeah.
Slab,
Okay.
lots of oppressive low ceilings and stuff like that. It's got the feel.
And this is the. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just say this is the standard place that we have these.
You've been here a bunch of times
Contacts with
before,
Yeah,
Like there's some
okay.
Celestin gangs that are down there as well too, and whatnot. So it's
So as we're going, I'm gonna say to Gunner. Okay, so don't forget, we gotta watch that. One corridor that you can't really get a good look down. We've been attacked before that second time we were here, and remember the fourth time, we got to make sure that we don't do that again. You know what I mean? And then last time, of course, we have to watch that back door. Okay, so let's just make sure we got that all down. I don't want any problems. I just want to get this done. Let's just be, and I'm mostly talking to myself.
Yeah.
Just,
Pumping yourself up.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Let's just get it done and get out of here as quick as we can.
Okay.
I don't want any problems either.
Excellent.
All
and then
right.
like cock 14 guns.
And for Gunner as well too, his rotary blaster cannon is actually concealed as part of his body.
Yeah, but you can hear the sort of slight whirring that's the sound of the
barrel's warming up,
coming online.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, so you as you guys are leaving the hangar or the spaceport to head into the rest of the city, you can see that R4 comes kind of rolling down and like chips and whirs at you. Are you can decide what he says. So is he expecting?
Sorry. Who is that word it is?
R4, your astromech.
Oh, okay. R4. Look, I know how this works. I'm gonna do it right. Yes, I know. I was making it right to make it look like I was going left. I'm trying to avoid getting tailed. I know where it is.
It does that like woo, like sure.
Right.
All right, and leaves you up. We see R4 turn and then kind of rolling, across the bay to Lord knows do what. So we cut to you guys stepping off of one of the like turbo shafts into this level, and there is a ton of smoke and mist and soot and stuff that's hanging down. There are the pipes that pipe out either steam or magma or whatnot to heat the rest of the city are all like right down here. So there's a ton of steam coming off of them. The people who have to live down here in these like massive you would think of them as streets because there are like vehicles moving up and down them, but it looks like a mine. It looks like a slightly oversized mine shaft that people have just built rooms into. The folks who live down here are a lot rougher looking than what you saw on the surface, and often bear the marks of gangs. So let me show you one such feller. There you go.
So the kind of legit like businesses are on the surface level, and once the deeper you go, the darker.
Well, and so especially over the intervening like decades, the Solar Sub is less concerned about as long as the workers are showing up and as long as they're working. So you've got kind of like almost like a Celestin mafia that's coming in to try and take over where the where the huts used to, with sort of like the descent of the Hutt's star has left a lot of other criminal organizations able to kind of jockey for power, and as they're doing that, they're weakening each other and allowing other ones to come up. So,
okay, cool, got it.
So here's an example of someone you pass, and
that's
seeing
cool.
that you're not a Celestin kind of and says something that you don't need translated.
Right.
When you guys get to the cantina, you can see that like most of the neon lights that make up the Orobesh letters outside are flickering, and you head in. And when you get in, you see that pretty much every single bar or every booth and every table is occupied by a Celestin. And they kind of all look back at you, and you're looking around, and you can see behind the bar is, of course, your contact, Tertia.
And with an eye around, looking around to everybody else, I'm gonna head toward Tertia.
Why don't you give us let's get some dice rolling here. Why don't you give us a perception check?
Cool. I'm using a destiny point. No.
I don't trust this. Nice. Okay.
Oh, okay. Let's start with a 20. That's pretty good.
All right. So you're looking around, and one thing you notice is that Did so many of these have the same tattoos on the side of their head last time I was here? And
I literally turned to Gunner and say that.
Gunner, you're not really, maybe?
No, I'm not liking this. Let's do this as fast as we possibly can.
So you can see that behind the bar is a Celestin, but you can picture it's, the guy who plays, I can't remember the actor's name, but it's the guy who plays the pawn shop owner in The Crow. He also plays the Seamus in Big Lebowski.
Oh, wow.
Short, kind of tubby guy, bald head. It's him in Celestin makeup. So he looks over and he says, "Hey, hey!" And he points at Gunner. "His kind's not welcome in here." He's like, "I'm kidding. Kiro, come in. Come in."
No, I knew you were kidding. I wasn't nervous or anything. Totally knew that.
What took you so long? We've been waiting for you for days.
Usual, but nothing to worry about. Got everything under control. Totally 100% under control. Just gonna get a couple of drinks and
100% under control. You'll forgive me if I check your math on that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm working on it.
So he puts some drinks up on the table. Well, he puts your drink up on the table, and he puts one for himself. He's like, "So you're you're here for the big man again, eh?"
I mean, literally the big man. Yeah. And he's
Yes.
huge. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Of course.
Yeah.
I'm on YouTube watching The Crow.
He's so great in that. So,
Yeah. He's in a lot of stuff.
yeah. So he says, "All right, are you ready to go then?" Oh, you might be muted.
Oh, yeah. A lot of these, just out of curiosity, a lot of these patrons kind of look similar, if you know what I'm saying.
Kiro, I took you for many things, but I didn't take you for an imperialist.
No. That I don't mean that. I mean they look like maybe they're all part of the same
You don't
organization.
need to tell me. You sure you didn't fly with the Imperial Navy?
Pretty sure.
Come on, before you start a race riot. And he heads and leads you to sort of the side. And the when you get to the sort of the same sort of side door where you always meet, he will do is introduce you to some Celestin middleman who's going to run the stuff out to your ship, and then that'll be the case.
Okay.
And so he leads you into this smaller room, and then waits for Gunner to get in. Ugh, did he get bigger? Gee.
No.
All right. So he gets in. Oh, hold on. I got to get the bottle, too. And he turns, and he walks out, and the door is just sliding close. And just as it's about to hit to totally close, you hear a tink, 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 tink of something going in. You look down. Would you give me both of you guys can give me a knowledge technology roll.
Okay.
Gunner's like, oh, Gunner's bending down to pick this up.
Oh, great.
And just in time for Kiro to pick it up, he's like, Gunner's like, did he mean to drop this? And Kiro, it's an ion grenade.
Is it armed?
Gunner, you're completely locked up. Your circuits kind of, and you just rock back and forth like a statue about to be put off its balance. And at that, the door slides open, and you can see about 4 of those Celestins that were sitting in the bar, the younger ones with the tattoos. They're standing there and getting ready to come running in. So, Kiro, why don't you, let me put your token down here. Gunner, unfortunately, you're shooting neither stormtroopers nor the, what do you call it?
Celestin gangsters.
Yeah, here's everyone's tokens. Boom. Okay. So, oh, hold on. I think I grabbed the wrong ones. Let me make sure.
Yeah.
What did I do here? There we go. Oh, you know why? Hold on, I'm a dummy. I put you on the map screen. That probably would help to put you on the object layer. Here we go. There we go. Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
So, Kira, would you kindly click on your token? I mean, Gunnar, you can do that too. It's going to be a very predictable actions for you. Oh, shit, I just moved yours too. So 14, let me roll for the Celestins. 19.
It didn't put me in the turn order, though, for some reason.
Oh, because I'm a dummy and I erased it.
Okay.
Yeah, here we go. Once again, problem between keyboard and chair. Oh, there we go. There you are. And let me put something down for the Celestins. There we go. I rolled 19 for them. So what happens is they come racing in, and they're all basically going to try and grab you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what is your reflex defense?
My reflex defense is 20.
20, okay. So, both of those miss. That one hits. All right, so 4 of them come running into this room. They're jostling around you. What do we see as Kiro's kind of keeping them at a distance, keeping them off of him?
I'm basically my hand's going to be going to my heavy blaster.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, hey, let's just talk about this. Come on, there's some kind of miscommunication here.
And one of them grabs, the one that actually gets you, grabs you and kind of like pulls your arm in so you're not going to be able to get your blaster free. And then it's your turn. So you're grappled right now. What would you like to do?
Did any of them have weapons drawn, or are they all just coming in to like
just grabbing you? No weapons. They have weapons at their side. They look like truncheons or maybe vibro knives.
Oh, okay. It's like, all right. Hey. Ow, that hurts a little, but it's okay. Look, I'm just. Can we talk? Like, what's going on? Did I do something wrong? Like, what? You heard that comment out there? I was just kidding. That was just a joke.
And you, nice. You hear a woman's voice from outside that says, "Wrong, Kiro. When have you ever done anything wrong?" And
I turn my head around.
In walks a face you haven't seen in probably 20, 25 years. It is Heka Tusham. So, Jeff, what does Heka look like as she walks in?
We're still on this dangerous lava planet. I guess she's probably wearing like, tough looking sort of leather outfit.
Okay.
Something that would be quite protective. And other than that, she looks graceful and beautiful as always.
Okay. She's, and I imagine that she has, while, the 25 years have passed, she's only grown more dignified and more beautiful in the passage of that time. And while you're being held by the, held by these Celestins, they finally all get a kind of a grab on you. You also see the rest of her retinue walk in as well. So, guys, who would be the next one in after Heka?
Probably me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Corva's gonna bring up the rear as the sniper and the bodyguard. So the more distance he has, the more comfortable he is.
Okay. So first,
he'll wait outside.
You see it comes in. Kiro is like, is that an antique clone armor? What the hell? I think it's gonna be 50 years old. So you see this black enamel, or not enamel, but like space enamel armor come in. Who would be next?
That's me.
Okay. So Sebas comes in,
That's
and
me.
what does he look like?
He looks like a little, almost like if you take a dolphin and then rip off its head, turn it backwards, then put 2 eyeballs on the part that you've chopped off, and then a little mouth, like a face forward.
Yeah.
Kind of like a backward-facing dolphin looking at you, slightly grumpy, but a little bit. There's almost like a shadow over him. You can't really like light him for some reason, and he's small.
Okay. So he comes in. Next up will probably be Amanda then.
Manda will probably come in, and he's going to move in. Probably has his hand on his blaster.
Sure.
Not drawn, but it moves to a corner.
Manda, would you give me a mechanics check? or knowledge technology, whichever one you want.
Let me see which one's better. About the same. Oh, okay.
Okay, so you look over. Yeah, as you walk in, you're trying to focus on the keeping your hand on the blaster, and then you see Gunner. You're like, is that a GUNN unit? And is it? Did you put a rotary blaster inside this thing? Like, it's some genius mechanics work that's going on inside that thing.
So is a droid supposed to be like? I guess you used an ion grenade to disable it.
Yes. So let's talk about what brought Heka here. So Heka Tusham has been part of the Resistance secretively for maybe the past year or two. Heka still is part of the New Republic Senate, but she is becoming more aggressively involved with former Senator, now General Organa's Resistance. Heka, you were here because there is something that Izo the Hutt has that you need. You're fairly confident that there is a prisoner in his possession that the Resistance needs. And when your spies were looking into how to gain access to Izo, what you found was that a familiar name came up who had been basically running missions for him. So when the opportunity came to meet up with Kiro and then stow away on his ship on the Lazy Bantha, that would be a way of getting an introduction to Izo. Now, you know that Izo is on a planet called Lastum. It's another Outer Rim planet. He's got some influence in the region there, but he seems to have a pretty keen knack for intel, even as far as Hutts go. You know that Kiro is here to pick up something from Sorosub that is likely to help them gain access to some kind of information from the asset that you need to recover. So, what your mission is to convince Kiro to let you come with him, and then you guys can decide whether you're going to negotiate with Izo to get this prisoner out. The Resistance does have money and influence. Or whether you're going to just break him out. One way or the other, you need to gain access to that person, and you need to get Kiro's help. You guys have not seen each other in the intervening 25 or whatever it is years. Do you have any questions about what your mission was?
Don't think so.
Okay. So then, the droid here was just disabled by you guys because he's an incredibly dangerous robot. But if you can get Kiro to calm down, you should be able to reactivate the droid, and it'll be a matter of throwing a switch effectively for you, Monda.
I just say to Heka, like, look, if you wanted a date, there's a lot easier ways to ask me out.
Good to see you as well, Kiro. Sorry about your droid.
You know, these guys are still holding me.
I signaled to them to let him go.
Okay.
And I'm gonna be checking out Gunner while we're having this conversation, make sure Gunner's okay, and see if I can get him back up and running.
Yep. So likewise, it should be a simple thing for you to throw a switch or something like that to get him active again too. Okay, Gunner, you come back and you're looking. Is this an ion grenade?
Uh-oh. It's good to be back. And he says in the same way that he delivered the first one.
Nice.
So then,
sorry.
Yeah, everything is fine. Don't worry. Well, actually, I don't know if that's true. Let's find out.
Sorry for the ambush, Kiro, but I needed to meet with you so that this meeting would be truly hidden from prying eyes.
You don't need excuses, but okay. What is it?
I have important business with. He does not yet know this, and I'd like to keep it that way until we arrive on Laston.
So you want to go with me on my milk run when I gotta go drop off this whatever it is I'm supposed to be here to get?
Yes, you've always been quick catching on, Kiro. I like that about you.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, there's a lot of things wrong with this whole situation. Who's that little? What is that little? Who's that little guy?
These are my companions.
Okay, he just looks fishy. I'm just kidding. Look, I can't just. I mean, if he catches me, I'm dead, right? Like I can't just. I mean,
I'll make sure he won't kill you.
What about being paid? Like this is a job. I have an actual job. I don't even know what you do.
Kiro, would you give me a galactic lore check, please?
Okay, here we go.
I'm a senator now. I thought you would have known this.
So you absolutely knew that. I think from last session, you've been keeping track of what's been going on with her for years.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely know every single thing she's been up to. I'm just pretending like I have no idea.
Yeah.
Like, oh, so yeah, I think I heard something about that. Great.
But as
you.
I'm sure you're aware that I don't like to have my hand in just one pie. I've also been working with General Organa, and we have business. Let's just say ESO has an asset that we greatly need. And when I saw that you were still working for him, I figured it would be a perfect opportunity to get close, either quietly or diplomatically.
I mean, for General Leia, yeah, I mean, love to help. I just need to be taken care of, like
Of course.
Difficult out here on the Outer Rim. What did he just say? What did he say? What did he say? What did he say? Okay, fine. That's the way I want to play it.
I want to keep standing directly behind him, so whenever he turn all the way around.
Okay.
Yeah, I can.
Sure. Oh, one thing I'll point out: most of you guys who are in the senator's retinue, you guys all are able to communicate using the Ubezi hand signal language.
Cool.
I think Kiro also speaks that, so you will be able to know what's being said. But
I do speak it, but I'm not going to let on yet that I speak it. Yeah, I know I got that one. That one I know very well. So I okay. Look, Heka, I want to help you out. I do and I don't. I'll be honest. What can you? How can you help me out here? I had just 12 more jobs left.
Yes, I looked into your. When I saw you were in the employ of the Hutts again, I did a little research. Man, you've gotten yourself into quite the little hole, haven't you?
Though I've got this kelp farm. It's getting bigger by the day. I'm gonna retire. Everything's going great. I don't know what you mean. This is exactly how I wanted things to play out. I kind of, I planned it out.
I love driving a Nissan Dart. Come on. I would not choose to drive anything other than this. What are you talking about?
I mean, me.
Let's just say that certification for that kelp farm that you've been waiting for, I can get that through.
Really? And how about, it's kind of just starting out with a kelp farm, so I need some seed money. Pardon the pun.
Of course.
Could you maybe help me out with a little bit of, or a lot of credits?
We could talk of some credits for this. Definitely, at the least, for your expenses.
Well, it's got to be more than that because I gotta get myself clear. If Isa finds out that I've helped you, depending how things go, it could be really bad for me. The Hutts are my only protection from Conjure Club, from these Sulliston gang, whoever these guys are. And I think I keep turning around like, and then I think Sebastian's hands go down. All right, as long as we can make some kind of
spit it out, Kiro. Name your price.
Well, I was gonna say 20,000 credits, but we go way back, so I'm just gonna say 18,000. I mean, that's just a one-time deal. I can't go that low, any other. It's just this one time.
Look, the certification is worth 5,000 credits alone. Let's say 12,000 plus the certification, and you've got a deal.
Okay, let me just confer with my companions. And I turn to R4 and Gunnar.
R4 is back in the hangar.
R4 is just... Oh, that's right. Yeah. So I turn...
So you turn around and you realize, where the hell's R4?
Yeah, I'm like...
Yeah.
Did you do something to... Oh, no. Okay. Gunnar,
have you installed the calculator into your gunner droid?
He doesn't really... That's not his thing. So, and I kind of take Gunnar a little bit to the side. What do you think about this deal?
Gunnar holds up the thing again and says, "Is this an ion grenade?"
Yeah. Okay. I got it. Thanks. That's what I wanted to know. Look, I want to take the deal. Gunnar here, he feels like maybe an extra 500 credits. Throw an extra 500 credits. He wants to get one of these ion grenades. I don't know. Can you make it 12.5 plus the the permit?
We'll pay you for the use of your gunner droid, but that's it. Your astromech gets nothing.
He's gonna be upset. That's not going to be on me. Okay, just want to.
Your gunner will have to cut him in on his share.
All right. He also handles his nav computer, but have it your way. Upset the droid. I wouldn't do it. I think we got ourselves a deal. And now, who are your? Can you? I think I probably should know your friends here.
Of course.
Who are they?
Of course. Yes. This is Dosum. He is a soldier with the rebellion. This is
Resistance.
Or sorry, the Resistance.
Does anybody else speak droid binary? Okay, 'cause if not, nobody's gonna understand when Gunnar says, "Yeah, he's a walking Camino and hate crime." That's kind of not really interested in working with this guy.
Kira turns to Gunnar, like, not right now. This isn't the time.
Yeah.
And also, this is Monda, and of course, behind you there is Sebas.
Where'd he go? Okay.
And I'm not sure if you can see back there. That is Corva. He's also with us.
And these are all part of your resistance group?
Yeah, some of them are personal, and some of them are with the resistance.
You can see Monda has it's concealed underneath a coat probably, but he has the colorings of the the senatorial security service.
Mm-hmm. So you trust them? Trust them all? Trust all these?
With my life,
here?
We wouldn't be here otherwise.
All right. Because I'm 100% trustworthy. I just want to make sure everybody else is.
Okay. Then, if you guys are in agreement, then you have to.
Yeah, I mean, I'll do anything for 30,000 credits.
All right. So we leave that scene, and we cut to you guys loading things.
That's very similar to the RoboCop. Like, I'd do that for $2.
Yeah.
I'd do that for 30,000 credits.
We see you getting all loading onto the lazy bantha, and the I think I get that. Oh yeah, you guys can all see actually. I've got a character sheet for the lazy bantha as well too, which we will use
if and
when.
And by the way, yeah, and just to fill in anybody who's seen other sessions of this, there was another ship that Kiro was the captain of called the Celestial Bantha, but he lost that ship. Not going to go into the details.
He literally lost
up.
It wasn't where he put it.
Exactly.
And it wasn't under his couch, and it wasn't with his keys. He literally lost the ship. Anyway, sorry, go on. I've got
That's
no
right. That's exactly right. And so he picked up another ship as a Corellian YT 2400 in a much worse condition than what the Celestial Bantha had been. And so he dubbed it the Lazy Bantha because it just, sometimes it just gets lazy and doesn't really do its job.
Yep. All right. So then, we see you guys all loading up the cargo. The cargo is a couple of pretty big crates that are transported on kind of like hover, whatever, repulsor lift stuff, brought in by Celestians, loaded into the ship. And then we see you beginning to take off and out the hangar as soon as it opens up into that brutal environment. And what you guys do not see, but would that we were watching this in the film version of our campaign, you would see that there is standing in a kind of like the airport departure thing where they're watching ships come and go. That guy in the far left.
In the helmet?
In the helmet. He's see
awesome.
him look up and he says something into a comm unit. And then... Now, you guys have...
He actually has a mohawk under that helmet. That's a helmet for people
Yeah,
who have mohawks.
exactly.
They can maintain their mohawk.
Are you sure you don't want to just cut your hair? This looks really... Make the fucking helmet!
I make a helmet for it.
It is the way.
I don't tell you how to helmet. Don't tell me how to wear it. So, with you guys departing, we see you leave once again. Celeste, leaving that desolate planet behind. When we were doing our pickup game, George, too, we inadvertently discovered that it was only the ships, and we could make it look like it was flying, but could not find a thing to make it look at the proper angle, so it always looks like... So then, so it'll be a day or so before you guys reach the ESO's planet. What we're gonna do for this is we're gonna treat it like a heist. So you guys can feel free to do flashbacks or whatever else. We're not gonna have to plan stuff ahead of time. Just as things go, you guys can be like, oh, yeah, this is what we planned. We're gonna do it this way. This will be a skill challenge similar to what we've been doing in 4E. So for those who aren't familiar with skill challenges, you need to roll a certain number of successes before a certain number of failures happen. And we're just going to role play through this. What I would like to know is, for one, if there's anything that happens on the trip to the planet. And second, how do you want to start off this heist? Are you guys starting nice? Are you starting nasty? Are you starting sneaky?
Yeah, see, I think that's the thing that Heka would do during the flight is she would call a meeting with everybody and say, we need to make a decision whether we're going in hot or friendly.
Yeah. So you know that...
And sort of, I'd like to hear the opinion of each of you before we make a decision.
So let's see here. Who thinks they would have done some espionage work here to learn a little bit about the...
Salome.
Yeah.
Corva Coleman always researches her topics.
Nice.
I mean his, sorry.
Yeah. That's the awesome thing with you, Basie, is with the hidden gender.
You just don't know.
I don't know why, but I have this idea of dressing up like a Jawa, because I'm somewhat similar size, and then taking the droid and attempting to sell it so that we're already located inside when everybody else shows up.
That's a great idea.
Knowledges that would help here: galactic lore.
Thank you.
Or social sciences would help.
I have galactic lore +9.
Yeah,
cool. Is that good?
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Should I do a little roll? Or?
Please do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Mondo has all those skills really
Even
high.
then, even despite my 9, I rolled crappy and got a 12.
All right, so let's. This gives us an opportunity to talk about force points. You can, if you choose. So you guys each have 5 force points. I think you can see them at the top right of your character sheet. You can spend a force point to roll 1d6 and add it to your roll.
Sure.
Can you do that multiple times if you don't get enough on the first one, or is
Nope.
it just once?
Only one.
Okay.
Whoa!
Oh,
Mine just went
nice.
18.
But that will do it. All right, so the intel that Corva has is that the planet itself is kind of it is a mostly aquatic, but with a number of kind of temperate zone islands on them, rocky islands. If you think of kind of like an entire planet made up of like the like Vancouver Island, that's sort of what this would be like. Lots of pine trees, lots of it's not tropical by any means, but so there you see summer storms and shit like that. He has built Izo has built his kind of like palace on one of the largest islands, and it has, broadly speaking, like 3 different areas. It's got like the main area where the palace complex is. He's got his like intel center, and he has his jail. And the jail is where is where you guys will want to be going. Like a lot of huts, he keeps his palace very much like a that of royalty. Criminal underworld types come and go from there, and because of his penchant for intelligence, you also see a lot of like aspiring espionage types go there. You rolled well enough as well too, so you know that his security defenses at the base include pretty impressive anti-aircraft weaponry. So even if they don't get you when you're coming in, they'll often get you on the way out. You also know that, like a lot of huts, they tend to be to want to hire one clan of one species and then kind of stick with that throughout the generations. And where Jabba likes making use of Gamorreans, Izo prefers Whippids. Big, scary, furry things. So if you can think of like an angry cross between a Sasquatch and a musk ox, that's what a Whippid is like.
Whip it
Nice.
good.
Monda's not worried about the way out because he can dodge those things.
Okay.
He will tell you that. But Monda actually has really good stealth and computer use. So if there is a way to have gotten some intel early on ingress and egress through the use of technology, and so he's kind of like a stealthy hacker, basically.
Sure. Here, give me a.
And
Why
mechanic.
don't you give us a computer?
And for the record, Monda was not keen on using the ion grenade because it tends to mess up droid circuits in the long term.
That's a match in a forest fire at this point for Gunner.
Right.
So why don't you give us a computers check there? Nice. Oh, that's 7.
Sabbath. There you go.
Okay.
Did you say social science was the other thing we could use?
Yeah, that would be like criminology fits under there. So if you're kind of like
And
looking around
the
at
fourth
the
point is a D6, right?
a D6, that's right. Yeah.
I'll use one.
Okay.
So
Nice. So you got a 19. Sabas, do you want to use a force point to bump yours up as well?
Yes, I'm going to do that.
Okay.
What do you do?
Roll.
Just
RD6?
I think it's
R, yeah. Slash R
Ice.
1d6.
so
You can also
19 and
click,
19.
I think, on the sheet next to the little die next to force points will roll.
Oh, cool.
Oh, nice.
Okay. All right. So, what you find, Monda, is that there is
Okay, cool.
The security systems and the computer assets that Izo uses are far more than what you would expect him to need. And the other thing I'll tell you is that you haven't looked in it yet, but what he's secured from Sorosub is the kind of computer that would normally be used to run the systems on a capital ship. It's a hugely powerful, kind of like a Star Wars version of like a Cray computer. And it's so you aren't able to really access his systems remotely, but what you've just learned about it is like, this is a guy who clearly knows his like slicers and computer tech, and he's clearly getting together the very best to do something. And if you were to guess, it would be like bringing, like a nuclear explosive to open a door as far as hacking would be concerned. So you can't even fathom what would possibly be needed to have a Starship computer to run, cryptography or whatnot. Sebastian, what kind of things do you think you were looking into for in the criminology kind of sphere?
Social science for me has to do with the way people interact with each other.
Okay.
So mostly I was looking for what they have for social strata, or the way that they organize their ranks and who's allowed in and out in terms of like merchants, or what's like the flow of human population is.
Sure, yeah. So what pretty much nobody has access to the prison apart from the Whipped. The Whipped have a kind of like a pack-oriented structure. So, they are very, very keen of where their position is in relation to their fellows. So there is a complex, just like in the native environment where Whippets would live in, you can expect that his guards will all very much, like, if someone is an inch above them in the social strata, then they will absolutely have to listen to them. And this comes down to like them fighting. Like if three guys are talking, one leaves and the other one will know, the remaining two Whippets will know who needs to listen to who. And the other thing is
there any kind of black market or outside selling, or
absolutely
what is their interaction with the outside world?
That would all be through. It would be through his major domo, and like a lot of huts, they like to have someone else who helps them, someone who speaks basic. Because huts don't lower themselves to speak basic. Come on. And he has someone that at least Kiro may recognize. It's someone who's been kind of living on the fringe of the kind of underworld for quite some time, for at least 30 years. And that's Selt Murray.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
This guy is sort of the deal broker or deal maker for Ezo. And it's very easy to get an audience with him, harder with Ezo. So if you've got something you want to bring in, Selt may actually have, would be happy to have an in-person meeting to be able to meet and see if you got something for sale. The thing that matters the most to Ezo is intel. So if you've got information or something like that, that's a surefire way to not only get in to see Selt Murray, but also potentially to see Ezo as well, if you want to get deeper access into the palace. Anybody else have any other preliminary investigation stuff they want to get?
I just want to, I've obviously been working for Ezo for a bit. Do I have a sense of his personality? Not necessarily like what he wants or doesn't want, but just his, is he cruel? Is he conniving? Is he untrustworthy? What's his...
All of the above. He is a hut.
All those things. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
He is a little more subtle than others. He's not, partly because just he's got a different personality than some other huts, but also because the huts don't have the weight. The hut clans don't have the weight they used to be able to throw around. What you've heard as well too is they are terrified. Huts live in fear of being caught by the Kanji Club. The Kanji Club isn't so powerful that they're able to displace the hut clans. They're still very much a minor player as far as the huts are. But the one time that a hut was caught by the Kanji Club and then sent out the holovids of what happened to that hut. So that would be another thing that you're, you've known Ezo to fly into a rage and throw people to the, to the ocean with too much implication of the Kanji Club being involved or whatever, or using it as an excuse because things didn't work.
Right. Okay. I'll pass that knowledge along to the rest of the group as well.
Okay.
Corva has another question.
Of course.
As the reconnaissance person. So knowing the layout of this, where you said there's the prison, the main palace there, and the intel center, are there entrances with what's the best way of saying it? With long line of sight, so Corva could actually, hide a far distance, with the sniper rifle, cover anyone coming in, or is there a lot of line of sight, or is it like surrounded by trees?
Yeah. I mean, the thing is all of these islands are basically like volcanic things that sort of surge up out of the ocean. So most of them give, like, inside the palace itself, it's going to be as sealed as what like Jabba's was. But for people in the open areas on the island, absolutely, you could position yourself on another island. You could make use of like to give you guys an idea of how big the here we go, the Lazy Bantha is. This is what the interior of the ship looks like. So you guys have certainly enough space to have any vehicles, and the only reason I mentioned those is that if you wanted to bring along like a speeder bike or something like that, or a land speeder, and have that as a secondary craft and just set up your sniper's perch there, you would certainly be free to do that.
That sounds cool. Yeah, I think working for the Senator, we obviously have a lot of resources at our disposal, so obviously I would assume that we'd be able to get one of those speeders, a nice speeder that Corva could use to hover just out of the middle distance. Is it a good speeder, or is it more a government issue? I want to know if it's sporty. Is it a sporty speeder?
It is your choice.
Okay. It's a government issue speeder, not the sort of thing that's going to, attract attention.
Okay.
If you put a playing card in the spokes, it sounds like it's a bigger piece
Yeah.
than it is.
Exactly.
You get some line.
Government. This is in the Outer Rim, so government issue like a New Republic stuff would probably be conspicuous.
Oh. Well, crap.
Maybe you're going for conspicuous stuff.
Well, yeah, no, I was thinking more in terms of like, unmarked police car, like government, fleets. There's like a whole fleet of Oldsmobiles that you give, for driving people around.
And then, I mean, you would need a really skilled pilot to be able to carefully maneuver that thing around. I don't know where you would find someone as skilled.
Does anyone know a skilled pilot?
No.
Anybody here? No.
Well, Hero probably.
Anyone have a shitty pilot, or is there a crappy pilot here?
Can we go back over what our main objective is?
So there is a prisoner in the jail that Heka needs to free. And huts, if they are scoundrels and whatnot, like any underworld boss, they will be willing to make deals. They're all about the money. So you could make a deal to try and get him free, but negotiating with a hut is kind of like trying to struggle your way free of quicksand. So I will leave it to you whether that is a correct approach, or you can try and blast them free. But whippets are not pushovers by any means.
Well, or stealthily break him free.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, I think, the road everyone's leaning except for Kiro. So unless Kiro's going to convince everybody to do this diplomatically.
Not necessarily. Have I been in the prison itself? I would assume I probably wouldn't have any reason to have been inside.
Probably not, but I think you probably got a good sense of how to get there.
Okay. We could try to negotiate with Isa, or you could, but you'd need to have something he really, really wants, and that's not necessarily just credits. And I don't know if you have that. So,
can I make a roll if I think that? Okay. I'd love to hear it.
I have an idea. Yep. We make a deal with something that's like way more expensive than we own. Then we set up a deal where we transfer the prisoner for whatever it is. Then we do some type of like major illusion where the Kenji Club shows up, and then we have the sniper firing that is pretending to be part of the Kenji Club, because we can do like illusions or mask some of us as Kenji Club that disrupts the handoff. We get the prisoner from the handoff, and then they basically don't get what we were promising them.
Right. The expensive thing is destroyed in the attack.
Mm-hmm.
That's an interesting scenario. If you can pull that off. I do think it's dangerous to go and try to negotiate with Izo if it's not going to work. If he catches on, he's a smart hut, and if he knows that you want that prisoner, he might have that prisoner removed from the prison. I mean, who knows what? So it's a little. I don't know. I'm just here to get paid.
I'd like to roll to see if I have any information, because you said that the thing that is the most valuable to ISO is information. So
Absolutely.
I'd like to roll to see if Senator Hecka thinks she has some information that she could use as a bargaining chip, or even if she doesn't have the actual information, maybe even to go along with Sabas's plan of, does she know of information that ISO would think is so valuable that he would exchange it for the...
So I can tell you that one of the things that he is getting this, and you know this, Hecka, this is why you're sort of forcing your hand in this way instead of, trying to use a delegation of the Resistance or an actual team, a full team of the Resistance to just break in and get this guy. There is something that the prisoner knows that he wants to gain, that Izo intends to use this computer to access. So
the prisoner has knowledge that ISO wants.
Yes, and it is locked.
Is it the same knowledge that we're after?
Absolutely.
Okay. That's what I wanted to know. Yeah.
He's not going to give that up, guys.
Right. So then I think that deep down, Hecka knows there is no negotiation path here, and so maybe she just was like trying to make Kiro feel like there was a path that wasn't him getting in trouble with his boss, but she knew all along that they would be doing something here that could jeopardize his position with that.
I think if we find out what project they're working on with that computer, we can get leverage over them somehow.
I think so. What Monda looked into was the potential uses for this. Like, if you're not running a starship with it, then you're just putting the massive processing power behind one of those capital ships' computers to do one task. Again, it's like using a nuke to open a door. If they're using this to try and break encryption, it's got to be like some of the most involved cybersecurity that's ever existed in the galaxy. You'd have to be a genius programmer or slicer to be able to set up those kind of defenses.
And Kev, what information does Hecka have? Does she have like a designation or a name or a description or?
So she knows, but I'm gonna hold it off from you for a little bit.
Okay, that's cool.
So what it is? It is
knows
essentially
exactly who it is. Okay.
You know precisely who it is.
Okay. Yeah, no, I realized you were trying to do a reveal. I just wanted to have is there something that I've told, because I got to tell them something like.
Yeah. Well, there's a reason you're keeping it
23 or.
There may be a reason you're keeping it from Kiro as well. Right.
But I could still have a different piece of information that I'm using.
Definitely. Well, here's something that if this guy, what Monda can tell you as well is that the risk of trying to brute force your way into any kind of computer system is that you're going to damage it in some way. What if you had a key?
Right.
What
if we try to sneak our way in? Well, let me rephrase that. What if you guys try to sneak your way in? And Corva Coleman and myself are positioned for that to inevitably fail, so that we can blast your way out, which is probably a lot more likely what's going to happen.
So what if we went with sort of a hybrid there of the plans, and we faked an attack on the palace that looks like it's Kanji Club to put them on high protection of ISO and have them focused on protecting you said the jail and the palace are separate, right?
Correct.
Okay. We draw their attention to the palace and make them think Kanji Club has sent an assassin or some kind of an attempt at something on ESO and get them on high alert and get them to bring most of their security forces to the palace to protect ESO, and then we break the prisoner out of the prison and get away stealthily.
And I can on as we're coming in for a landing, I could call to the tower and saying I'm being pursued by Conja Club.
Oh, nice.
So that they know that that's when the attack is happening. They immediately believe that that's who it is.
Right. Kanji Club has followed me. They're hot on my heels. They already think it's incoming.
Yeah.
That's good.
And then we might
What
need
about-
a third person for that. Maybe Gunner, Corvacol, and myself are the full attack.
What is the janitorial staff at the prison, or the support staff that is not guards?
Probably droids.
Okay. Is there a way we could get Gunner inside, then Gunner breaks down, and we have like a repair person
You know
go
what?
in?
Hey, how about this?
attempting-
What if it's Jawas?
I said Jawas earlier, by the way.
Yeah.
I said Jawas earlier.
Yes.
I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that.
That was me. I said that.
No, really?
Eric, you walked away for a second and you
I'm
missed me, but that was
pretty
my
sure
idea.
Kevin suggested Jawas earlier before. I'm pretty sure it
Oh,
was him.
Eric, can we mute Eric? How do we mute Eric?
Colony's always doing this. She's always doing this. So
All right, I want to use a force point to mute Eric.
Okay. I counter with my own force point to unmute.
Okay, I double destiny point to mute Eric.
A lot of
I
points.
combine a force and destiny point at the same time.
Okay.
I
All right, now we're devolving. Now we're devolving.
Okay.
I think we do. I think we're coming up with a semblance of a plan. This is not Kira talking. This is me. So just to go over. So Kira's got by the way is like sitting there because they're traveling through hyperspace. He's sitting there with his feet up, on a table or something, having this conversation as if everything's totally casual. And so after we have this discussion for a while, I'm assuming after everybody kind of gives their input and their knowledge, Kira just turns to Heka and says, "Okay, so let me get this straight. The plan is." We're going to come in hot. I'm going to say I'm being pursued by Conja Club. Somehow we're going to fake an act. I don't know how we're faking the attack. So it sounded like Dosen was suggesting perhaps actually creating some kind of real attack that we're pretending is Conja
Well, of
Oh.
Club.
course. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we have to get Dosen and that team down to the surface somehow secretly.
Drop us in a
Right.
speeder, and then we'll.
Also,
just
I
give
wanted
us
to
some
go
time.
in early with the droid so that we can find out where the prisoner is, what the daily patterns are, so we can track when the best time to strike is to get him out. So we would need to be in early also.
So maybe we drop two teams because I can't be too late because he's going to start to get suspicious. I mean, he counts the minutes. Like he docks me, by the minute when I'm late. So,
But if you're being chased by Kanji Club, maybe you have to detour away a little bit to try and lose them. You didn't lose them, and now you're desperate to get.
that's true. That's a good plan. So perhaps we kind of cruise in low.
If you bring Kanji Club to him as well, too, you may just kill him with a rage, stroke. He did what?
So it sounds like if we could potentially fly down to the planet's surface without being detected, drop off two teams to go in ahead of time and set up. So Sabas go in with Gunner and try to find out some information, while Dosen goes in maybe with Corva and with Monda possibly to set up the attack. Then Heka, it's just you and me, right? And we come cruising in, and I pretend I'm getting attacked, and then so this is the point where I start to wonder what happens then. We're rendezvousing at the prison. What do we do from that point?
What about a slight alteration to your plan? You don't need to come in hot, and raise the alarm that you come in delayed because you had to lose the Kanji Club. You get in, start chatting, collect the other two, Sabas and the droid, and then while you're there, the Kanji Club found me. We make the attack, draw the guards and their attention. You guys sneak off, and you're already inside.
Mm-hmm. How far is the palace from the prison, approximately?
It's really just a matter of like maybe 100 or 200 yards.
Oh, okay.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, could actually we could get.
So
there.
in the confusion, we make our way to the prison. We break the prisoner out. We move them to your ship. We rejoin as Kanji Club as, repelled.
Yeah.
Then we just leave as normal for our business, pick up the rest of our team, and fly away. Them none the wiser until we're gone.
Yeah, basically we can do. There are also other settlements on the planet too. If we want to come in using local transport,
that's a good idea.
That's a really good idea.
That's an excellent idea.
I
Kevin, that's a great idea, Kevin.
Pulling those gems out of the air.
It's not a competition. But if we can convince some of those people to show up, what I can do is an illusion to make them look like Kanji Club. Like, I'm wondering if there's what I'm planning to do is set up some kind of event where the wrong people suddenly look like Kanji Club and are being shot at, and then they shoot back. So we want to get some kind of like some guards or someone that is supposed to show up at the right time. But then we do. I'm a force user, guys. I didn't want to say it earlier, but I've been secretly. I'm among you, but secretly I can use the force. So.
So you need me to go to a tavern and piss somebody off and tell them I'm with the Huts?
Potentially, yeah.
Interesting.
It would be better if it was like the actual guards, because then they're fighting each other.
So, Cantina Brawl.
Whippets are known for many things. Intelligence is not one of them.
All right, I've got a question. Do we on the ship have any like room service carts that we could all hide underneath, and then we go to the prison? We just say someone of the prisoners ordered room service. We'll need like a bellhop outfit. And we'll just sort of push in, and then like once we're inside, like 6 of us can roll out from underneath. And
I think that's a great idea. It's terrific, and that's all you.
Right. I will take a quick look and see if there are any TARDIS room service carts in any of the source books.
Thank you. I'm going to spend a force point to raise my luck roll.
That's good.
But seriously, if there are stuff delivered in and out of this prison, we could also hide ourselves in one of whatever these are, the local equivalent of a laundry truck.
Well, you do have someone who's delivering pretty big crates full of computer parts right now.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Gunnar will pipe up and say, sounds like a lot of ideas revolve around pretending that the Kanji Club attacks. Is there a way to make it so that the Kanji Club actually attacks?
Why don't you just send them the coordinates and tell them there's a hut here?
Just send them the coordinates and say, turn off the AA defenses and say, broadcast that and say, everybody come get some.
The issue with that is then they're actually attacking, so there's a danger quality of like getting the guy out. But I love the thinking.
So
that might be actually what that might be potentially useful for is like when things are starting to go south.
Yeah.
If we need to create a distraction,
that would need planning, because they're not like sitting in hyperspace waiting to like much as Tizo may believe that's the case,
and it's pretty far. So it would take them a while to actually get here.
So if we send
because it took us a day. Well, and it took us a day to get here.
I'm fine moving at the speed of plot for hyperspace. Okay. I mean, that's
Yeah.
But you're right. Like it would take time for them to get the message and then get their shit together, unless they happen to be, zipping by and be like, "What?"
Right. Okay. All right. That's a backup plan.
Okay.
If
so
things
then,
start
guys,
to go south.
We got a rough idea here. Let's see how this plan pans out here. You guys are beginning to enter. We see first a beautiful green and blue orb that is identified as the planet Lostum. And we see you now, the lazy bantha zooming across the big open water, the green tree-filled islands. and you head down. There's probably some kind of like seal, mix like a seal and a human Muppet type species that is all like living here, the indigenous race, and you guys go racing over to that big island that you see in the photograph. That is where Izo's palace is located. So, has anything happened before the Lazy Bantha docks at Izo's palace?
Well, it sounds like we should. Do we want to drop off the two crews?
Well, we never really decided if we were going to split into two crews. Who's on which crew?
Let's do this, guys. I'm going to...
Because I think you're right. We should
piece
drop
that we're
off.
missing is extracting the prisoner from the prison area.
Okay.
So there needs to be some mechanism for that. Either we're getting him in a trade with which Hero is saying that's dangerous because if you show interest, then it'll make it more particular. So if we're not doing it with a direct move over, then I don't know if we need to move him with someone else. We need to get a prisoner out of his daily routine at the same time that something's being attacked, or get him inside of the arena that the attack is happening so that we can extract him from there.
Okay.
So that's the piece that we're missing.
Well, that's a good point, Sabas. Heka, is it possible that we could go to Izo and say, look, we know that you need information out of this guy. We also need information. We can help you get that information out of him.
No, but we want the same information, and its value is diminished when shared.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but what if we have a device that can extract information from a brain? So if you bring him to this, we can show you how the device works.
Two can't hold the same treasure, is what I'm assuming is the case here. If we let Iso have the information, then it's of no use to the resistance.
Or
I think
not
Sabas
giving the
say-
information.
he may sell
I
it
think,
to someone else, like, say, the First Order.
Right. We can't. It's too valuable to let Iso have it.
I think what Sabas is suggesting, tell me if I'm wrong. Wait, where'd you go again? Okay. Yeah, I think
I'm
what
right
he's
here.
saying is stop doing that. Stop it. I'm serious. Okay.
I'm
But
just
I think
trying
what
to
he's
help,
saying.
George.
No, Okay, now he's totally gone. Okay, so I think what he's trying to say, Heka, is that we pretend that we have a device that can extract information from somebody's mind, even though that's not a real device that we have, and that we could essentially help Iso use it to extract this information, even though we're not really going to do that. We just want to get the prisoner out of the prison, or we want to get ourselves to the
We
prisoner.
need the prisoner located outside of the prison and then stage the attack, then grab the prisoner in the midst of the attack.
Isn't it going to seem really weird that you show up with a device to get information out of a prisoner that you not even supposed to know he has? I see a whole pile of red flags going off in the hut if you show up with some kind of device that's going to get the information out, and you're not even supposed to know the prisoner's there.
So one thing I'm going to mention
Good
too, just
question.
to help you guys
Yes.
with planning here, is remember that there's two things. For one, your characters, all the things that they're good at, you're really good at. Like your skill bonuses are extraordinarily high. You can more often than not kill an even difficult difficulty class. So if you're good at something, you're probably really fucking good at it. So you can expect that level of success. The other thing is destiny points. Destiny points are those things you can use not only in just for combat or stuff like that. You can use that to get a critical success on something, and that's where the hut's intriguing, which I guess would be Boshuda. And then feel free to take advantage of those two assets in your plan as well too. We're not playing just Joe average characters. These are Star Wars heroes.
So we can just go with our regular plan now and just roll it out.
Well, I mean, one thing we could do is we could try to, use our persuasive abilities to convince Izo that we both want information from this prisoner, which is why we've tracked him.
I'm picturing Kiro has just put his leg up on a chair unnecessarily as he's saying his persuasive abilities.
Yeah, right.
Let me just,
he's better at getting away, but than being persuasive. But And but this way we explain Stosen's good point of how would we know this prisoner is here.
I know.
But heck, yeah. Oh,
anytime you bring a device that seems magical, you have to show that it works. So you take one of his people, put him in the device, and it's like, what's the one thing that he's hiding that he wouldn't want us to know? And then you say, oh, I see. You actually have a prisoner that you want information out of. And we got that out of this guy. And so now bring him here. We'll put him on the machine, and then we can suck it out of him.
That's pretty awesome.
I see why you keep this around. Yeah.
Also, I'm allergic to groin, so could you please put your leg down off the chair?
He's been watching his groin from like across as far away as he can with his sniper rifle. Just that's how he regards everything. So there's an intel center, right? And we have computer parts. Would it make sense to sneak into the intel center with these boxes of computer parts, then hack the system and maybe fake a prison break or cause an actual prison break where we open all the doors inside the prison, and then we just send Team 2 in to shoot their way in and get our guy out?
Well, let me ask this: are you good at slicing, or anybody else good at slicing?
I don't know if we have a slicer in our group.
Sort of, but we've already determined that the level of this hut's computer is like a Star Destroyer, like a big Star Destroyer, not the little dinky Star Destroyer.
Right, and just wondering if the if the garage doors are being run by a Commodore 64 in the corner.
No.
I mean, if he's got this big one, it's clearly being used for something specific. And is it running everything, or
which isn't a mystery in and of itself?
It's a good point. Like the thing that is the most protected, Monda, is all those secrets. The thing that is his data core that has all the secrets and whatever else collected in there. The local system that would run environmental and link up with the what do you call it, anti-aircraft things. It's probably not likely. Why would he expect that would be hacked from within or sliced from within the system? That is probably a lot more manageable.
Right. Yeah. So we could shut down all the defenses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
To get his information. So that's why we're retrieving this asset. Right.
Yeah. I mean, here's a couple things I like that we just talked about. That definitely not having any anti-aircraft weaponry working. I like that as a way to get away without getting killed.
So how are we dropping a team off ahead of time?
Well, there's these other settlements that we can drop people off. They can be in a speeder and they could travel from that other settlement.
Yeah. So who's in so then you have like a setup team, which is probably Mondo, you can do getaway and slicing, and it has some good stealth.
And again, guys, we don't need to plan every specific. If you got a rough idea, we're going to do this as a skill challenge series of check and narrate our way through this. So, and also things are going to go wrong.
Right. That's it. Yeah.
It's a role playing game.
No, that's not what's going to happen. No.
So let me just run through the very basic plan that just to make sure we're all on the same page. So one thing is to try to hack in and slice into the computer system and shut some things down that we need to shut down.
Yeah.
Another is to set up a group who's going to pretend to be Conjure Club and create a attack/diversion. Another group, which would probably include Heka and myself, and maybe Sabas potentially, will try to arrange for a meeting with ESO to demonstrate this device, and potentially Sabas can help us if we have trouble reading the person that we're testing it on, to convince ESO to give us access to the prisoner. And then we're going to try to get the hell out of there with the prisoner and escape. Yeah.
So who's it? So the sneaky ones are probably.
I have a plan for the Kanji Club. You say that the Kanji Club is dressed up like these. They're not Wookiees. What are they called?
Whippids.
Whippids. You say that the Kanji Club has infiltrated the Whippids and actually dressed up like them. Then the only illusion you have to do is have them pull off that mask and have a Kanji Club underneath them, and then they start shooting at each other. Meanwhile, we have Dosen and Korva firing, so it seems like the war has started. And then you just have to maintain a small illusion. You don't have to create the entirety of it, but that we don't know which of the Whippids. Is that the correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
They don't know from each other which of the whippets are with them or against them, so they all start shooting at each other.
So then I'm going with the gunner.
Okay.
I think so. I think that makes sense.
Okay.
Do we know? We don't even know where in this prison he is, though, yet, right?
That's the problem.
Okay.
Is that potentially hackable? Is that in the purview of hidden information?
It's not going to be a huge, like, he's not keeping, like, you know, Leavenworth in his basement.
Yeah.
It'll be relatively easy. These are the only reason you would keep people is because they're extraordinarily high value. So it's maybe like 10 cells at the most.
Mm-hmm.
Just open all the doors, and whoever has the played by the actor that's name comes up on IMDb first, we'll assume that that's the one who we're trying to get.
Right.
We break them all out and sort it out later.
Well,
Quick, guys, rewind. Who is listed as the guest starring at the start of this episode?
we didn't get the right guy, but we do have Samuel L. Jackson, and
Yes.
that was worth it.
Yeah.
If you
okay.
Jackson.
Okay.
So I think we have the basics of the plan, and obviously, like Kevin said, things are going to go wrong, and we're going to have comms. So
Yeah.
we're going to make
Okay.
sure we can all talk to each other and adjust as needed.
Okay, so as
And we have
the
sign language.
Lazy Bantha is going above the these trees here and heading towards Izo's palace, what where is anyone else? Like, has anyone else been in our montage that we're going through right now? Is anyone else infiltrating through another means?
Well, are
Yes.
Go ahead.
is breaking into the Intel Center still part of this plan?
Yeah.
If
Okay.
you can accomplish that, yeah. If the sort of second
Yeah.
team can get that done, that's
both
amazing.
the Intel Center and the prison are accessible through the palace. And there is like there's probably like a small vent or something to access either of the other two things. So it's
Okay. I think you're going to drop off. I think it was Monda and Gunner were going to be one team. Just, I don't know.
okay. And where are they?
Monda likes to tinker with things, so the droid's fine. He's fine with the droid.
So I'm just going to pair
Are we
everyone
still
up
doing the thing where the droid and I go in early to case out the
Okay, I guess
prison?
we're not doing that. So it's a different team. Then.
No, I don't think we need to do that part.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then,
So I
hold
think what we can say definitely for sure, we have Dozen Dozum and Korva Kolman at least on one team, and that's our sort of firing squad
on. Okay.
group.
So are you guys in that
Yeah.
the skimmer you guys brought,
Yes.
or the land speeder? Okay.
Or we can be. We can
Yeah,
be.
I can,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can
Okay.
pilot the skimmer.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
And then what about Sabah, Sokak, Monda, and Gunner? Where are you guys? Are you on the ship as well?
No, I guess Monda and Gunner are going to be dropped off so they can sneak into the Intel Center.
You will be tricky.
Well, you're saying the Intel Center is in the palace?
It's accessible through the palace, yeah. Like you can't
So
just
maybe
get.
you want to come
Maybe
into
we
the
could just
palace
go with you guys, yeah.
and then
sneak
break
off.
off.
Yeah.
Well, Gunnar, do you want to go with the attack group or do you want to stay with Kiro? Maybe that's Kiro's call because Gunnar kind of is your. Do you want to send him with Korva and Dozum, or do you want him to be with us?
I don't like to tell Gunner what to do. I do that.
I
I
do
do,
better than
that's
and
right.
gestures to Dozen.
Okay, great.
Okay, so Gunner is going to be where?
Why don't
Dozen.
Gunner and Monta just sort of peel off from the group that goes into the palace
Yep.
at one
But
point?
you're not
and
stealthy. You're a big, huge
Yeah, but he's a
gunning
droid.
droid.
so they
I'm
can take him from-
I'm almost as good at stealth as I am at the other things that I'm
Really?
not very good
Okay.
at.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, and then what about
It'll be
Sebas?
fine.
Is Sebas going with Monda and
fine.
Gunner?
I'm also stealthy, but I can stick around if they need someone to protect them.
Well, I don't think that all three of Monda, Korva, and Sabas would leave Heka. Probably one of the three would stay with her because you're all
Yeah.
sort of for protectors. So, like, I don't think you'd be comfortable sending her on her own.
And Sebas has
Right.
been with her
Probably.
the longest.
Yeah, he's probably
Yeah.
the one that she trusts the most as far as protecting
Okay.
her.
Okay.
So I tend to put on this little servile outfit, like I'm basically like an assistant that holds bags, basically. So I look very unthreatening.
Nice. You're the body person for the senator.
That's right.
All right. So
we also need you to do your mind tricks as far as possible.
Right.
Yeah.
I need to be located correctly for that.
Yeah.
okay.
Now,
Now,
are notoriously resistant to that type of.
they are.
Yeah.
Your Korans are not though. Which is
Right.
The
What's his name?
major domo, right?
Yeah, the major domo.
Murray.
Yeah, so then again, just so I got this right. So Corva and Dosum, you guys would have dropped out of the speeder as as soon as the thing gets in atmosphere, and you're going to be kind of coming in on your own. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then when how do Monda and Gunner appear to how do they plan on interacting with this whole plan?
So I think once the main group lands, the whole group on the ship, and starts heading out, and Kiro's got the stuff or whatever with Heka and Sabas, and Mondo and Gunnar are at the back, and then once we get into the palace, we try to figure out a way to break off from that group.
Okay.
Gunnar says he needs to use the bathroom or something. Who knows?
But what if you're sort of delivering this? What if you guys are delivering the computer parts? Like you're pushing the big heavy crates and stuff. You're the muscle. You're the
yeah, we could
Yeah.
do
We're
that.
off to go
and
meet-
take
we
it to the
gotta
Intel Center.
Show us where to take these things.
yeah, exactly. You're
All
the,
right.
Yeah.
So then we see the Bantha go in, and then somewhere closer to the surface, skimming right along the surface of the water, we see the speeder with Corva and Dosen. Now Corva and Dosen, what is you guys are infiltrating the prison, or are you just keeping Overwatch, or what?
I have no idea. I don't even know what's happening in this plan. I'm just gonna be outside with the sniper rifle. When you guys come running out, I'll just shoot at somebody's head. Honestly, actually, Dosen, do you have you said you had the slicer skills? Or no?
No,
No.
Mondo does.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we're sort of the enforcement team. I have a sniper rifle, and that's sort of the best. I mean, I almost feel like
I thought you were causing a distraction.
Yeah.
Are we still doing that? All right.
Yeah.
We're heading outside. We're going to hide in the trees. We've got our camouflage on as much as we can. It's just we don't have our kanji club. We have no kanji club disguises. And when we're going to wait for the signal, in which case we will start a fake attack. We're going to be watching whatever entrance they go in. If there's anything that appears dangerous that seems to be happening, we're going to radio them immediately, comlink them immediately. Otherwise, we'll be that team that you cut back to every so often. Maybe there's some comic relief, and then in the third act, we actually show up.
And the two of you also, you both have sniper rifles as well too. Dosen's ICWS can be converted to a blaster rifle, sniper rifle, or an anti-armor thing. So you guys can both be kind of keeping Overwatch. All right.
Yep.
Then
So is a prison? We don't know exactly where the prison is yet, correct?
Kiro does.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like 100 yards or so from the palace. They're very close.
So
So they could be strategically located, like on the prison side of things. These guys, so if we have to run from the prison area.
okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
So guys, let's do this. Let's as the Lazy Bantha kind of lands in Izo's palace, you pass by these massive trees that are on either side of the of the spaceport. You can see big whippets kind of walk out carrying big kind of vibro axes, and the thing comes down. Kiro, you're the first to walk out with Heka and Sabas quickly behind you, and Selt Murray is, I don't know how he does it, but he seems to always know when you're arriving. He walks out, and he's twirling that like mustache thing that's on the side of his big face, and he says, "Kiro, we've been expecting you a week ago."
I can explain. Did you get that waxed? It looks really good. I like it. You're really good at kind of keeping up with appearances. Anyway, so it's all fine. Nothing. It's all good. Had a little bit of trouble with some Contra Club members, but I got away. Pretty sure I got away.
He steps forward and he says,
50% sure.
"You know those words are not to be spoken in these walls."
Right. Yes, I forgot, as you pointed out.
You'd
But
best
I
not have
remember now.
forgotten. And he sees then Gunnar and Monda pushing these big crates down. Ah, you got it then. And he looks over at Heka.
It's me.
Heka and Sabas. And you brought others too.
My new crew. I want to introduce you. Actually, in fact, you're the first person I want you to introduce them to.
How wonderful to meet you in person.
Please. Murray.
It seems we have much to discuss, Kiro. And as you guys are led inside, we see Monda and Gunnar, head off towards to drop things off. And R4 again kind of rolls down. Its head spins. It does a bit of a circle and then heads off in one direction. And guys, we're at our midway point. Why don't we take our midway break right now? Refresh our beverages, and then we will come back and see what happens.
Figure this out. Yeah.
Here we go. The
All right.
court
Awesome.
of Ezo the Hutt.
Yes.
Nice chair.
All right. So then, for those listening at home, we'll be back momentarily.
All right.
Okay.
Kevin. Oh, he's gone.
Okay. Checking my chat here. All right, Brian was shaking. Howdy, howdy. Dave, howdy, howdy. Space Goat, what's shaking? 7 players. Wow, yeah, no, I'm very fortunate. Biss, you guys one playing one thing to the next. So thanks. Yeah, Biss, we are very, very, very lucky. The portions of the game that are akin to juggling gerbils are great. C30 agreed. Awesome. Oh, Juan Pablo, thank you. Saga is the best. Yeah, I agree. I've run all the different versions of Star Wars, and I've been enjoying getting back to Star Wars Saga as well. Okay. So. Okay.
So I have 2 questions about my character.
Of course.
So the first one is, how does bracing work with regard to heavy weapons?
So bracing. It is. I think it is. On here. It relates to auto fire. And
Yeah.
let's see here. You need to spend a move action. Let me just double check. Here we go. Auto fire. So if you do not, if you spend 2 swift actions in the same round immediately before making your attack, you take a -2 to your auto fire attacks instead of -5.
Okay. Sounds good.
So, and in each given round, you guys have it's one. I think it's a swift, a move, and a standard. Are the 3 actions you get?
Yeah.
You can trade out in the same, swift, move, standard, and you can trade out the same way you can with minor and move actions in 4E.
Makes sense. So if I have to spend 2, it would basically be my move as a swift and my swift action to
Correct.
brace.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's only for auto fire. That's not necessary for just regular.
So I don't
shot.
think you can fire the. I think it's an auto fire only weapon.
Oh,
the
okay.
rotary autocannon. Yeah. It should say on your character sheet. Let's see here.
I see auto fire. I don't see auto fire only, but I don't know if that.
Let me see. It's in. There you go. I have my stack of books next to me. So let's see here. I think that's in the Clone Wars book. While we're still waiting for Ptolemy to get back here. Let's see. Where is it? Equipment. 60, okay.
Sorry for eating on the channel, guys. I was going to eat between games, but I got tied up with a worgen.
We're simulating actual play.
Yeah, exactly. Where's my Mountain Dew?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Let's see.
So I think we should.
Go ahead, Jeff.
I think we should pivot our strategy, since the Hutts know who I am and know what's going on a little bit. I think we shouldn't pretend we're here for the prisoner or anything to do with that, because I think that if our plan goes off and we escape with the prisoner, the Hutts will just know, 1, that Kiro betrayed them, 2, that Senator Heka took the prisoner. Like, it just leads to real obvious just like what's the word, like they'll solve it pretty darn quick. Whereas if I pretend I'm here for a different reason and I caught a ride with Kiro, we still try to execute our plan, but we try to break into the I don't know. I'm just concerned that if we roll forward right now, they're gonna see right through it, and know that the Senate or some other faction is interested in the prisoner and his value, and their goes up, and their willingness to part with him, or
That's why we maybe try to break out all the prisoners and say it's a Conja Club conspiracy, or to try to put us to blacken the eye of the Hut.
Well, what if I'm here to?
Yep, go ahead.
What if I'm here because the Senate has a problem with the Kanji Club, and we're trying to ally with the Huts or something to strengthen them against the rise of the Kanji Club or something? Like some other story that they'll be interested in, because I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm just concerned if we go with our story of oh, we're here to help extract information from your prisoner. They're going to be like, oh well.
We're gonna kill you now.
Yeah, we're gonna kill you now.
That Kiro's gonna go along with whatever.
Well, I'm also trying to protect Kiro a little bit. Like maybe
that's why he's willing to go along with it.
Yeah, like what if it's an episode 4? Come on. We can't.
I mean, I think that's a good. If all you're looking for is an excuse to get inside, so you can go looking for the prisoner, pretty much.
Exactly.
That's probably the safer thing to do. Rather than, the simpler the plan, the better. The simpler the excuse, the more straightforward. We're here to negotiate. We're here to talk.
Yeah, we're here for an initial parlay into how the Senate can help strengthen the Huts against Kanji Club, because Kanji Club is too disruptive to what the Senate wants to accomplish. And so I've been sent here, and then I can even apologize that potentially the Kanji Club coming after Kiro was because of my presence, and they're trying to stop this meeting because they don't want us to help you.
Let's jump into it. Let's see how things go.
Yeah, sure.
So
sounds good.
You guys are.
So you're saying I still get to shoot things then?
Yeah, you guys are still executing the plan the exact same way. Like,
yep. Okay.
Mondo and Gunner are still trying to take everything down. You guys are still going to pretend it's Kanji Club attacking, and in the chaos, we're still trying to break the prisoner out. But we don't want them to know that we know about the prisoner and anything about it.
Okay.
Right. And as soon as Salt Murray said that, Kev, I try to surreptitiously flick on my comm so everybody, all my allies, can hear what's happening.
Yeah. So why don't you? Let's see here. Give me a sleight of hand. I think that's a skill.
Sleight of hand.
Nope. Deception.
No, stealth. Deception.
Deception. Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. Yeah.
Incredible. Yeah. So you quick flick and this goes on, and so you guys are led inside the palace past a bunch of things. Gunner and Monda, you kind of peel off from them and bring things to the side, and Salt Murray kind of turns around and sees it go and says, "Oh, I see they know where they're going then. Just the cargo bay, boys. Then back to your ship. Kiro won't be long."
Yeah, I was gonna get the droid. The Bantha doesn't have the best droid rehab. Little rusty, so yeah.
So
I'm sure you have better facilities.
It fits your age too. Like
Kiro is good for it. If not, the senator can pay for it.
They've walked away already, and you're still shouting at them, trying to give more cover than is necessary. No problem. We'll be fine. We're just gonna look at the stuff.
Yeah.
And then you turn around and Gunner's just, and you keep moving the stuff.
Nice.
So here's the way we're going to do this, guys. Mechanic-wise, is we're going to sort of drop it in and out of the narrative, and then we'll make some skill checks as we go, and we'll see how you accumulate successes or failures or so forth. So we'll start off with Kiro, Heka, and Sabas. So you guys are led into the palace, and what you can see is there is some poor bastard Nemoidian who is trembling before Izo. And Izo is sort of thundering and shouting and whatnot in Hut. And then the Nemoidian is getting smaller and smaller and smaller as he's trying to prostrate himself before him. And then finally, Izo sees, you walk in, and all he says is, "Kiro." And...
Hey, Izo. How you doing?
Vutahota, Kiro.
Totally.
Salt Murray looks at he just all these years and you still haven't learned Huttese.
It's marginal. Can we just say it's marginal? I mean,
you don't need to see the subtitles that says you are marginal. So, and Izo gestures with one of his, meaty limbs, and it sends the Nemoidian off, scurrying off into the shadows of his palace. Kiro, Osta Homfa, Dashipa. And Salt Murray says, the great and powerful Izo wishes to know if you delivered his cargo intact. Wasufa. And he wishes to know why you brought extra cargo. Gesturing to Heka and Sabas.
Let's just say it's 2 for the price of 1. You're welcome. Okay.
He says something that, Heka, you understand as, I've never had a senator slave before.
I think it's, I nudged Heka. It's going great. Don't worry. So I wanted to make introductions. I thought I was looking out for you. Thought might want to have this could be a good arrangement.
Kiro. And Salt Murray says, the great and powerful Izo needs no introductions for Senator, the great senator of the planet Umbara.
Okay, excellent. So I'm just going to step out. I'm going to step back a little bit here. I'll be over here.
And it's just wait right there.
Okay, I stop and I kind of let Heka be up front.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Iso, for the subterfuge with which to meet with you, but the Senate has some business with the Hutts that only you and I could discuss in person. And the secrecy of my visit will soon be known. The Senate wishes to take action against the Kanji Club. Their rise in the galaxy is troublesome to us, and we know it is troublesome to you. And we think that a alliance between us against them would be beneficial to both parties.
So why don't you give us a So you are kind of lying.
Oh, totally.
Yeah. So give us a deception check, please.
Can I assist with this?
Yes, you can. Yeah. Go ahead and give us a. So you make a deception roll, and I think it's aiding another is against a 20 in this. Let me just double check.
So what do I roll?
Just your deception skill, please.
Is the PDF right, or is the character sheet right?
Character sheet is right. I apparently can't add. 10 or higher gives you a +2 to the next person.
Oh, nice.
And,
okay, so I'll wait for you.
Sabas, how do you think you're helping? How is...
Basically, I don't want... So basically, I didn't say this, but I'm very cautious about anybody detecting force. So I'm using clear mind as much as possible,
okay.
Which is to detect if anybody's detecting force. But in this case, I don't want to use the force on the Hutt. So I'm mostly attempting to aid in Heka's presentation or clarity or maybe voice the way.
Sure.
So it's coming from Heka itself.
Yeah. So why don't you use force roll instead of deception?
I imagine it, Kev, almost like the illusions of, how they say, your face portrays micro ticks and all the little things about lying.
Yeah. So it's actually
sort of covering that.
So Ptolemy, it's the skill use force right at the bottom of the skill list. What you roll there is just a force point.
Got it.
Yeah.
And then when it brings up the screen, other modifiers, you just do submit.
0. That's it. If you've got situational modifier. Holy shit!
Oh, nice.
Incredible. So what is?
Guys, sit back for a second.
Yeah.
Everybody, just take a break. I got this.
That's a nat 20, so it's a critical success. What is the effect that? This is perfect lighting.
I kind of want I want her to have like a ripple of power effect. Like she has, like she herself is a powerful individual. And seems like someone not to fuck with and to listen to her.
And what we don't see is his little tiny hand is moving as he, as this effect is coming in. So Hecka, I'll actually give you +4 to your roll.
Nice.
Wow.
Holy smokes! So what you see simply is
back-to-back 20s.
Izo leans forward and just goes. That big tongue of his looks like
yeah. We got tongue action. We got tongue action.
I'm gonna give you 2 successes for that. All right, so now we'll cut to Gunnar and Monda. So you guys are bringing this thing into the these crates into the what do you call it? Into the like service bay area or whatever. And there are some whippets that are standing there, growling at you guys.
Okay.
What do you guys want to do?
I think we drop off the crates and then say, yeah, where's the droid cleanup station? He needs like a maintenance.
So what are you trying to achieve with that? Like, where are you trying to get to?
We just want to get away from prying eyes and duck out.
Oh, sure, yeah. So then why don't you give us a deception roll? Now, Gunnar, do you have any way to try and help with this?
Spring a leak.
Or maybe we
you're
should just
muted.
Yeah, so I was thinking I could Monda starts saying something about the droid, and Gunnar just sort of starts blabbering off as if he's like, random weird stuff, and like, every sentence makes sense, but none of the sentences together make any sense. And as if he's, completely something's wrong with his droid brain and he needs
so why don't you give us a deception roll?
All right. I'm not terrible at deception.
It's only a DC 10. If you make it, there you go.
Nice.
+2 to so then Carl, why don't you give us a deception check, please?
Okay.
And you get +2.
Oh,
nice. So yeah,
I
you
also
see
rolled
this.
a nat 20.
They are. Did you?
Wow. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome!
Gonna...
Holy shit!
Okay, this is getting crazy.
So
yeah.
You what do you call it? So you tell them, and they sort of, are looking at each other. One of them gives directions. The other one walks over and starts kind of shouting at it in Whippet, and they're very quickly distracted with each other, deciding like whether one of them should have given an instruction or not without the approval of the other one because he was in the room, and you just sort of like carefully walk away from them while Gunnar
and then we go to where the intelligence central or whatever is.
Okay.
Yeah, try to get to the intel center.
Is the intel center you want to go to, or is it the prison you want to go to? Those are 2 separate locations.
We want to go to the intel center. We're going to try to slice stuff.
Oh yeah, right. Okay. So you guys start carefully making your way towards there. We'll cut back to the palace, and. Oh, actually,
I guess I will tell Gunnar if we have to kill people, we kill them quiet. Raise it.
So,
well, I don't know if Duros don't have eyebrows, but it's the one I can see.
Yeah. So in the throne room, Izo is just leaning in, and he says, "Muska hota umbara," which is "Tell me more, Umbaran."
Kevin, did you take like a Huttese language class or something? Like,
yeah, really. It was my minor in college.
Pretty good.
I went to law school with a minor in Huttese.
You already look like one, so this is great. Like it's just natural.
Oh wow.
What do you do?
I mean, I won't necessarily roleplay it all, but like she goes into like some like strategic stuff that she's studied about, maybe some smuggling routes or some specific stuff that her intel was able to gather to talk about, like, this run that they're doing here is really hurting, some of our most important, trade partners, and this here, I know it's also affecting you. Like some real legit crossover maybe that is realistic as far as the Senate.
I think that's going to be a knowledge sociology check, and I'll bet you that Kiro and Sabas may be able to help you with that as well.
Yeah,
because Kiro would know quite a bit about the smuggling run that
well, this is where we do the flashback. So like in the flashback planning stuff, you guys are in around that.
Right, we're piecing together. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So go ahead and give us.
So I have a little suitcase that has a hologram projector, and I'm doing a PowerPoint while she's talking.
Yeah.
I love it.
Okay.
But if she goes off course, then I actually use any kind of like illusion to make it look like that was part of the PowerPoint presentation.
Okay. So then, Kiro, how are you helping?
So I'm basically backing her up, and I keep saying like, because I ran into Conjure Club. I told her like, because we go back a long way. I don't know if you know, we had a little bit of it. I'm not gonna get into that, but we had a meeting of the minds, let's call it that, and I kind of gave her some of the lowdown on what's going out here in the Galactic Rim. So I'm basically giving some specific knowledge that I have of things I've dealt with out here that I know that Izo is aware of.
Yeah, so why don't you can use galactic lore or sociology, and Sabas,
okay.
Do you think that's sociology or do you think it's deception?
Would it be social science? Like it's
Yep.
I don't know. It would be something doing technical and just like following her.
It could be knowledge technology then.
Okay. All right. I mean, so did you say social science was one of the options?
Social science is one of the options. Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely what it is, because I have a 10 in that.
It's like technology? Oh, shit, no.
I was science.
Well, to be fair,
barely.
I rolled a 1.
So he's... Oh, did you roll on that one?
Yeah, he did.
I must have, because I have a 10 in it.
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Okay, so there's a brief thing where it turns out you've got a bad habit of recording what other people are saying, and what briefly comes up is, Kiro, why don't you give us a little, 20-second snippet of you telling us just how fucking stupid Izo can be sometimes.
Yeah, so this one time I came back and I was so super late, but I told him that I had figured out a way to get him even more credits out of the deal, but that I lost it because I had to pay off the people that he set me up to talk to, and he still believes it. I mean, the guy's an idiot.
And it goes back to display.
Right. That was the wrong file.
Izo looks at you, Heka. So why don't you give us a knowledge social sciences roll, and you get to add your add +2 to it. Or the difficulty because of that nat 1.
18.
You do have force points.
Yeah, might as well.
That's true. Yeah.
That's what they're for.
Okay.
Yep.
So what? I just click on force point.
Yep, clicking the force point.
By the way, George, I could have used a force point on my bad roll, but I really wanted you to spin in the wind.
No, I appreciate that. I figured.
All right. So what? You finish talking, and there's just dead silence in the palace, or in the palace hall, and you can slowly hear a growling get a little bit louder from Izo, and then he finally kind of like.
What's an entertainment form that they really like to watch together?
Which
is there something I would know of, like something that they watch currently, like they're binging? What do they do for entertainment here?
Probably not. You really can't interfere with this. So Izo finishes growling up and then kind of Wosa Kiro, Wada Senator.
That was a joke.
You kind of look over at Salt.
Context.
Salt just slowly shakes his head. We cut back to outside, and Corva and Dozen, you guys are keeping watch outside. I'd like one of you guys to take lead on a perception check, and the other one to help the other one, please.
All right, I've got a 14.
Can I climb up to get a better vantage point for us?
You could, but you're not gonna be able to make athletics as a replacement for that. No. You got something else you can think of?
No, I could just help with.
If you've got something like electronics or something that's or mechanics that's better, you could try that. Maybe you're monitoring the electronic equipment. Kind of one of you. I mean, every sniper needs a good spotter too, right? So.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was thinking. I'd get into a better spot so that there's less stuff in the way, and I get a clear vantage point.
Yeah, I don't see the athletics directly contributing to that.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I'm going to roll a perception check.
Okay. Oh, and Dave, you can roll a perception to help. It's only a DC 10 to aid another, so. 21, pretty good.
No, nice.
Nice, Dosen. Okay, so both of you guys are keeping watch. And it's something that, Corva, you notice first. And yeah, as you're sweeping, we can see you through that, like, that weird triangular, sniper scope that we see in Star Wars sometimes. And you're looking over, and you're looking up at the air defenses. And that's weird. The way that the things are down and sitting, like, limp, it's as if they don't have any power to them.
Interesting. Dozen, what do you make of this? There's no power to these. They're completely flaccid guns.
Our guys wouldn't have had enough time to get in there and do that yet.
No. Have they been this way the whole time?
I didn't notice when we were talking about them coming in.
Well, tell you what, I'm going to get on the comm link.
Okay.
So
hold on. We're going to cut now to Monda and Gunner. You guys are trying to get access to the intel unit, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys are making your way. Tell me about how you're planning on getting that. What are we seeing?
Well, either I'm going to try to open the console with my little handy dandy.
Well, no, getting access. Like, how are you going to get in there? There's people in there. So how are you planning on?
My theory is that Gunner, of course, knows where it is because we've been here before and all that sort of stuff. So we can get to the place, and then if there's any of the whipped guards, it seems like they're rather susceptible to implication that one of them who's a lower rank should be a higher rank, and that might create enough chaos for us to find a spot where Mondo could log in, start slicing, and worst case scenario we start shooting. But that's kind of Gunner's always fallback plan.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just don't blast the computer.
How are you? You think that's deception? Do you think that's?
I was thinking more of look around and try to find the one that looks like he's sort of bristling, and just sort of come up to him and say something like, shouldn't you be? These other ones, these other whippets aren't nearly as tough as you, are they? And when one of them pipes up and says, we're definitely tougher, say, I don't know. I don't really believe this one here. He looks pretty tough. And what I'm going for is to try to persuade one of them to get into a fight.
Sure.
Basically.
Okay. So, Mondo, you're trying to get access to like the panel or something, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think what we'll do is, Gunner, your aiding will be a persuasion roll, and Gunner or Monda, your roll is just going to be a stealth roll to get yourself in position to access the. So, Gunner, let's roll your persuade
Aid
first.
With persuade, that is in that one.
So, how do you offend this whippet?
Oh, well, obviously I just go way too hard into it, and the other ones are like, instead of picking out the one that's like second in command and bristling at that, I picked out absolute front up.
You seem much more stupid and brutish than that other one. Why aren't you in charge? And this whippet is.
And I have picked the absolute runt of the litter, those small, weak one. He was definitely bristling, but there's no way he's going to win the fight. And the other ones just come up and start.
There is going to be a fight.
Yeah, I know.
I'll tell you that much. Here's the upside, Carl. So you do have a distraction. Let's see how your stealth roll goes.
Okay. So no bonus, right?
No bonus, no. Fortunately, while Gunner is about to get up close and personal with some whippets, you are able to get sneak over. And then let's have you do one more check here. Let's get you to roll use computer, please.
Okay.
Oh.
I also rolled a 1.
Force point.
Okay, so you get in there. Now here's a.
Can you use a destiny point to re-roll that, or how does that work?
Yeah, I believe that's how
I think
it
you
works,
can.
right?
Hold on, let's see what's in the handout.
In fact, you can use it to automatically score a critical hit.
Yeah. You want to spend one of your destiny points to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we do that? 'Cause even though it's a 1.
Yep. Yeah, that's fine.
How many destiny points do we have?
2.
2.
2
Okay.
total.
Okay.
This one seems pretty critical, though.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay. So you, Gunner, you're making some friends with some whippets here. But as you get in there, and what you see, Monda, all of the air defense systems are already shut down. All of the security precautions in the palace are shut down. Everything is down.
Holy shit.
I go, Kiro, we're going to have a problem very soon. Someone's already been here.
Okay.
Got my own problems.
I tell him, someone's already been here. Everything's shut down.
So now, Corva and Dozen, you guys are on the comm as well, too.
Yeah.
I think that either Kiro or Heka would have some kind of a code word that we would be speaking in our meeting that would clue the Corva and
Actually, I
Dosten
guess Mondo
that,
would
like,
tell-
now
Mondo
is
would
time
tell-
to do the attack.
Well, again, you guys
Mondo
have.
would tell
I think
his
you all
Heka,
have
right?
that Ubezi sign language too. If you want to just gesture.
No, but this would have to be something that we're saying because we're in a meeting and they're listening to our call.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, not with each. Okay.
Like we'd have to say like this deal or this person's name or whatever the code word is to like, hey, do the freaking fake attack right now because things are getting hairy.
Corva and Dosen, from your position on one of the neighboring islands, you can hear the sound of a starship inbound.
Wow. And sorry, I stepped over. It's like we did inform them that the guns seem to be powered down.
Yeah, it has been confirmed too.
So this is
All
all.
right.
Yeah, this is all
Someone
coming
else is
into your
here.
ear
That's what I said, Mondo.
Okay.
as he's
And
getting.
It looks like our plan for this place to be attacked is coming to fruition.
And guys,
Well,
what Corva and Dosen you see go soaring overhead are 4 Kanji Club ships. And those blaster cannons on top start firing off, and you can see from outside they hit the anti-aircraft blaster cannons. They explode, and inside the palace, all of this kind of the whole thing rocks, and Izo kind of like. Rah!
Well,
And-
Heka immediately says, "It's Kanji Club."
And Kira,
Kanji Club Gasuva!
Kira goes, "Good job, guys."
Yeah, this is full on
us.
like arms flailing, Jabba being choked, kind of like wow. He is
It's not
freaking-
us.
and he hits something on his sled there, and the whole chair kind of like fades back into the thing, and the door comes down, and now let's drop into a round per round thing, guys. What are you guys doing?
All right. Well, Monda's gonna go. You should probably extract the prisoners. We'll try to meet you there.
Okay,
Telling those 2 guys that are on that are near the prison.
yeah.
And then he's gonna look around and see if there's anyone here that looks.
Well, what you
suspicious,
see,
'cause-
here's the thing that draws your most attention, is that there are 2 whippets that have their vibro axes they're about to deploy on Gunner. So let's have everyone click on your token, and then click on initiative, please. We're going to be pretty fast and loose with your time for what you can do with each of your turns, but...
Okay. What the heck's initiative? Sheets are always different.
How do you do initiative from the token itself?
You can't. What you do is you just click on the token and then open your character sheet.
Yeah. Okay.
And there's initiative in the character sheet, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And where
There's
is it?
two
There
spots
it is.
for it. Yeah, at the top.
Top right.
On the right, under perception, and on the far right.
Some pretty good rolls here.
Awesome.
I rolled an 11.18.
Well, yeah, that's a weird dice you're using there.
Yeah.
Uh,
Is that even possible?
Okay.
Oh, we got 2 more nat ones in the initiative rolling.
wow. Well,
Yeah, I rolled pretty poorly too.
There's
After
a
those-
lot of nat ones going on.
Yeah, feast or
Well-
famine today. Jeez.
yeah,
I know.
three nat 20s in a row.
All right.
You know more nat ones are coming.
First up is Dosen. What are you doing, Dosen?
Tosin's packing up ship. He like throws his gun over his shoulder and he starts hiking it towards the speeder that we got into place with.
Yeah.
And he shouts over his shoulder, or he just on the comms. He's like, "That's real Kanji Club coming in and hot, and we are bugging out. Meet you at the prison."
Okay. Next up, Gunner. You got 2 whippets
All right,
that
so-
are going to kick the shit out of you.
Yeah, so Gunner, you see the twin plates on his chest open up, and this massive, it seems almost too large to fit inside his robotic frame, but somehow somebody managed it to pull this great big rotary blaster that's coming out of the center of his chest, essentially. And he's going to say to the whippets, he doesn't speak whippet, so I guess he's going to say it in basic, "I understand your culture is based on martial superiority. So is mine." And he's going to blast one of them.
Okay, so you did.
I don't have enough actions to brace also, so I'm taking the penalty, but
Yeah, sounds good.
I
So
can
make,
do a...
So what you do in this is the reverse of 4E. You make 1 attack roll, you compare it to all their reflexes, and then you do damage against each individually.
Okay. I can only hit 1 because I'm not braced for the auto fire thing. The way it's written, it looks like you only get to hit multiple targets if you're braced.
I don't think so. Let me see here.
But if you get thrown,
Well, it says
if you
if
get thrown back into
auto fire covers 2x4 square area.
Yeah, and then you make a attack roll at -5.
Yeah, but I'm not braced.
No, but the bracing gives you the -2 instead of a -5.
Instead of a minus.
Yeah.
Right, so you take -5.
No, but what I'm saying is, can I attack multiple ones, or am I only attacking the one?
No, you attack both of them. Yeah.
Yeah, so -5 on this roll.
Yeah. Go. Okay.
That is not great
So that's a hit.
in terms of an attack.
And
That's a hit?
17. Yeah. Okay. So.
And I ignore 10 points of their damage threshold because of my special.
Well,
stuff.
fortunately, so they're not minions in Star Wars Saga, but there are non-heroic classes that have dramatically less hit points. These brutes have dramatically less hit points. So go ahead and roll your attack on the second, or your damage on the second rather. You hit both of them.
Rerolling damage.
18.
Yeah.
So yeah, you say that, and then it's just this, like a barrage of blaster bolts, and you wipe both of them out completely. Okay. I'm going to keep them in the initiative order just because you may encounter others going. So, Monda, you'll look over and see that, like, turns out they weren't a problem. Kiro, what are you doing?
So I pull out the comm like, "Real Kanji Club?" I look over at Heka. I swift action my pistol out.
Yep.
Which is one of my abilities. So I've got my heavy blaster. I'm like, "Everybody run!" And I'm sort of directing that to both Heka and Iso.
Okay.
Trying to get him to run away, and then kind of telling Heka, "Let's go towards the prison."
He's like retreating into some kind of cavern, and a thing is closing, leaving Salt Marae outside.
His giant
Great.
room.
So I'll start moving, hoping Heka and Sabas are gonna join me, so we can all do what Dosen said and meet at the prison.
All right. So I think then what you will see is give me a D4 roll, please.
3. Three whippets.
3 whippets. are coming in to try and figure out what's going on. And Salt Murray just points it at the three of you. Seize them! Then, Sebastopol Keck, what are you doing?
I'm gonna cast a force phase in front of us for our escape.
Okay.
So it's basically like that we ultimately disappear
Ooh.
on our way out.
Okay.
It's you can spend a force point as a standard extra, create a haze that hides you and allies from the perception of others. You can hide any number of creatures in line of sight equal to your class level, which I think I'm okay for.
Absolutely, yeah.
Nice.
And it stays until you make an attack. So just consider that, George. It's up to you, buddy.
Okay, so all right, now I see why you keep him around. I get it.
So yeah, so the whippets come running in. This little Alina makes a gesture, and then you guys all disappear. And the two of them are kind of like hitting the ground and poking where you were, and one of them is just standing around scritching itself like. Monda, you're up next.
Right. I'm gonna look around to see if there's anyone suspicious in here. I figured they had to work from the inside.
What are you trying to do? Like, what are you hoping to get out of that?
Who is the people who messed this place up already?
Who did what already? Oh, who messed it up?
Who
already?
messed the place up? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you might be if you made another computers check. Maybe you could try and like back route it. There's no one in here that you could see that would have done that on. At least no one looks like overly suspicious.
Yeah, I mean, I just hold on, Gunnar. I know we got to get to the prison, but I want to know who did this.
Okay. So give me a use computers check, please. Hello, sweetie. Anna says hi. Oh, I know.
Hi. Oh.
Oh, good.
Nice.
Pretty good. All right, so it is somewhere near the what do you call it? Near the space dock.
Okay.
Someone has sliced from there. All right.
Okay.
Corva Coleman, what are you doing?
All right, so
I am joining Dosen at the getting into the speeder.
Okay.
And we're gonna go to the outside of the prison, and we're gonna wait at a distance to be able to provide covering fire. And the minute we see them come out, we'll swoop in.
Okay.
And going that, and I get on the comm together and said, "Yeah, I tell them exactly that. We're going to be meeting you outside the main prison entrance. We'll provide covering fire from outside the palace. I'm Corva Coleman."
All right, so you guys are leaving the island. It's gonna take you a couple rounds to get to the actual to the island where Izo's palace is. Next up is Heka. What are you doing?
Imagine she's got like her comm like on her collar of her like leather jacket she's wearing. She sort of lifts the collar a bit. She says, "Excellent cover, team. Sparks team, meet us at the prison."
Okay.
And she'll head out with Kiro and Sabis under the illusion.
Okay. So you guys start making your way towards under Kiro's direction towards the prison. Dosen Dozam, what are you doing?
I'm going to try and push this little speeder a little beyond its capabilities. Try to move it a little faster because we need to make up some time.
Hey, it sounds like you need something interesting to do. Do you have training in pilot?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so what you've done is you're not speeding up, but you definitely have got the attention of one of the Kanji Club ships.
Awesome.
It turns and is zooming in towards you now. All right.
Oh, that sounds good.
Next is Gunnar. What are you doing?
So I'm just gonna turn to Monda and say, "Sounds like we need to get to the prison," and start walking that direction.
Okay.
With all my actions that are applicable to that.
Okay. Kiro.
Okay. Is there an exit here that's going to take us in the direction of the prison?
Absolutely.
Or do we have to like get out of? Okay, great.
Yeah.
So, heck, it's this way. This is the door. We gotta go. We have to go now. And can I see my? I know I'm under this force invisibility, but can I see my companions and myself?
I think you probably can. Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, so I'm making sure that I'm leading that they can see me, and I'm leading them towards this way. So I'm basically doing all movement. If I need to do a swift action to open a door or something, I'll do that.
You can picture like the entire, contents of Jabba's palace, all running in a blind panic, grabbing, you know, their arms full of everything they can carry as everyone races away to get away from Kanji Club.
Cool. I'm gonna avoid everybody who's running around.
Okay. No one's in contact with any whippets right now, so we'll skip them. Sabas, what are you doing? You guys are getting closer to the prison right now.
I designed this particular force field so that Kiro can only see our groins. So he can only see where we are based on our groins, so that he knows what it feels like. But I'm staying concentrated on maintaining this the haze.
Yep.
And I'm following Heka and Heka's direction. So if Kiro says something, then I will look to Heka and see if that's what we're doing.
Right.
Excellent. All right. Mondo, what are you doing?
Mondo is going to get up and start following Gunner, but he's going to say, Heka, he actually calls her Senator. Senator, the slicing that disabled the palace is coming from the docks. Do you want us to intervene or head to the prison? We have impressive firepower in the droid.
And I'm assuming that's where our ship is docked, Kev.
Your ship is in the yeah, it is in the bay. Space dock.
Okay.
I mean, there are other ones.
I'm not gonna say Kiro. Kiro, how well do you know your astromech?
You know, we have our differences, but it's you know, he's going on too long with this answer.
All right. So then, Mondo, are you leaving somewhere, or are you?
I mean,
staying there, Mondo, or?
But he does. But Mondo does draw his weapon though.
Okay.
He draws his weapon and follows.
Follows. Great. Corva, what are you doing? You can see that one of those Kanji Club ships.
He just asked, you know, if you want to divert from the prison.
It arcs
Waiting
towards
for
you.
orders.
Well, first of all, Corva gets Corva gets a little annoyed at Dozin for having attracted the attention of the ship, but you know, he's for a long time. It's exactly the sort of thing he does, which is in a crunch. You know, something ridiculous always happens.
Corva's like, we'll sneak in and shoot people, and Dozin like, oh, we got their attention.
Yeah. Corva goes, typical. Okay, so how big is this ship? How big is this?
I'm picturing something about the size of like Luke's land speeder.
The Kanji Club ships?
Oh, yeah, that's like at least the size of, like maybe 2 X-wings.
Okay, so it looks like maybe like a couple of people would be inside of it.
Probably, yeah.
It's like an Imperial shuttle kind of size.
Yeah, like a Lambda shuttle. Yeah.
So here's my question: is there anything with my sniper rifle I could? I mean, I assume that I couldn't shoot a sniper bolt through like the cockpit. Because it probably wouldn't penetrate it. But is there any sort of piece of equipment on the outside, like a vent hose that leads to a gun, or maybe if they're bringing down their landing gear that I could
If you're asking me if it's possible, I would think it would have to be some kind of like a critical hit of some sort to really even have any kind of effect on a starship like that.
Yeah. Well, why not?
Okay.
Of course.
So you could. Yeah, but you can use a. You have those destiny points, just reminding you. Oh, but it doesn't. You did max damage, but
I didn't know how to damage. 9 hits.
So yeah, so then again, this is where if you want to, you can spend a destiny point to get an automatic critical.
You know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to spend a destiny point to get an automatic critical, and I'm going to shoot.
Okay.
You know that? What's the name of it? It's the part that makes the whole thing explode. That thing.
Here, so this is, that's what the ship coming down on you looks like. Those guns in the front, the guns on the top are all firing at you guys. The lake is being turned into steam. What do we see as you take this thing down?
Oh, so he points up and it's like getting closer and the blaster fire is exploding all around him, but he's not moving. It's like almost. And then he just goes click and a bolt shoots straight out and it just boom, tinks. It doesn't hit the windshield, but this little joint where the two things that sends one of the panels smashing out of the windshield, which gets sucked into a vent and then causes the engine to go boom. And now it's failing.
Yep.
Now it's failing.
that V starts spinning and then it smashes into the lake and it explodes. And Dosen, you see it go over. Nice.
What the hell are you doing back there?
Hecka, what are you doing?
Was that to me?
So,
Oh no, that's Jeff.
Okay.
so as we're continuing to, we're probably almost at the prison now, but in sort of answer to Monda's question, Hecka lifts her collar again and she says to everyone, she says, "We need to protect the asset at any cost." And her people sort of know what that means, and I think it dawns on Kiro for the first time that his life is completely expendable at the cost of rescuing this prisoner.
Nice.
And Kiro just turns to her, just like he can't even respond.
Now, I think that you've
And then
got...
she sort of looks down at Savas and like, except for you.
Oh, I know.
So
Amanda would counter whenever I have a chance.
I think what
Yeah,
you
on
see,
your turn, go ahead.
so this conversation happens, then the like, you know, turbo shaft or whatever down to the prison opens up, two big whippets spill out of it, you guys step aside, they don't see you whatsoever, and the three of you step in the turbo shaft, hit the down button, and you're heading down. Dosen, what are you doing?
Just trying to get us there without attracting too much more undue attention.
Okay. There is probably, let's see, why don't you give us a piloting check again? Oh, and remember the destiny points can be used on stuff that you suck at as well too. This is the way to get around, you know, that once in a lifetime.
I'm going to use a force point though.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
So that one
Well, they're causing
explodes
a
around.
distraction. That's what they wanted to do.
Plan, right? We were trying to.
Yeah.
We were the distraction. I'm doing the distracting. This is what we wanted.
Okay, another one of those things. Those V-shaped ship turns and it's chasing behind you, and you're leaving a wake like a speedboat behind you with the thing. So it's pretty easy to find you where you are. Gunner, what are you doing?
I'm continuing on towards the prison.
Are
And
you
I
just
guess
walking straight, or are you trying to avoid anybody, or are you just?
I'm walking straight with the gun out, and if I see any more whippets, I'm gonna tell them, you know, surrender or die, basically.
Give me a D4 roll, please.
All right.
Nice.
One very unlucky whippet comes around the corner and sees you, and kind of like,
So yeah, yep. And then I'm gonna tell him surrender or die, and then I'm gonna blast him.
like no time to
Like
answer.
before he responds.
Yeah, basically. All right. With my -5 modifier,
This guy's
that's
like
pretty good.
Boom, hits the ground. So fortunately, you are leaving a trail for Monda to find you. So that is.
Yep.
All right. Then it's Kiro. You get down to the
Okay.
the bottom. It opens up. There are two whippets that are there, but they're both looking in.
Are we past 1 minute?
Probably,
No.
yeah.
Yeah, so it
So
only
they missed-
lasts 1 minute.
Oh,
So when we
okay.
get in the elevator, the haze disappears, and then I sit in the corner in a focused manner.
Okay.
Okay, and so I say, "Hey, can you do that? Can you do that again?" Just as the doors are about to open, I'm like,
Yeah.
"Hey,
Do not
not this isn't time for a nap. This isn't."
do not speak directly to me ever.
So as you turn, these two whippets see you, and they're reaching for their what do you call it? Their vibro axes. What do you want to do, Kiro?
So I say, "Hurry! Iso's under attack by Conja Club. He needs you. He needs your help now. We came down to get you."
Okay. Give me a persuade check or a deception check, please.
Deception. Okay, cool.
Yep.
Here we go.
Against their will.
I might use
Well,
a
it
force
is
point if I
true.
need to. Well, I'm gonna use a force point just in case.
Just to try and get, yeah, sure.
So 20 total.
Nat 20. All right. So yeah, you say that, and then they come rushing over. They pile into the thing. You got all three of you are out of the turbo lift. Closes and up it goes. That worked.
No problem.
Okay.
What were you worried about? Why were you guys worried? I wasn't worried. I was fine.
So, Sebas, where you guys are now, there is a like a concrete corridor that's sort of carved out of the actual, not concrete, it's a rock corridor carved out of the rock. There are 5 doors on either side, and there's a little control station. You know, like this little circular thing in Rogue One, that kind of like computer station.
Okay. And so this is the area that we need to stay in?
This is where the prisoner is. You guys are deep below the surface.
Okay, great. So I'm going to turn my back toward the 2 of them, and I'm going to protect. This is the only entrance, right? Yeah. So I'm going to stand there and basically communicate, like, do your work, and then out the side of me to the side, so my back is facing them. But this teeny tiny lightsaber, like, goes out sideways, just like, and I'm just going to watch. I'm going to prepare an action for the elevator in case anybody comes down.
Nice.
Fabulous. All right. Monda.
All right.
You're sort of like walking along the corridor. You got your gun out, and you keep coming across these scorched bodies of whippets.
Yeah. So do we know if there's a? Could we land the bantha near the? Does the prison have an access that is out? Like, do they have to go the same way they came, or is there like a yard for the prisoners to do stuff? Is there a landing? Can you land?
There is
outside the prison area.
There's probably like a side entrance that could go from, instead of going in the main entrance, they could get out the side, and then you could meet there if that's what you want to try and do, like get to the bantha.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna say, Senator, I think we should get to the bantha for like a quick, like, pick up and dust off.
Stop it.
I'm pretty sure. I know it's a bucket of bullets, but I'm trying to pilot the damn thing.
Hey! There's no need to make fun of the bantha. I mean,
plus, I'm concerned about what might be happening on the docks.
Okay. So where do you think are you heading in the direction of the?
Kira, if you could ask your droid to clear a path, that would be great. We should get the ship and don't come back the way you came. It's chaos in here. There's dead whippets everywhere.
And then you hear from up ahead, surrender!
Yeah, Gunnar is just Gunnar, after he's done telling him to surrender, at this point he's just talking through his reminiscences of the separatist campaigns on Tula and how much fun he had blasting whippets back then.
Good Lord. Oh God. We're talking about agents of genocide.
If anything, Kiru Starskimmer, you will be getting your revenge on Izo.
Yeah.
Via your vicariously through your droid.
Corva.
Yes, feeling it.
So so you guys are heading in that direction. Corva.
So Monda's gonna head towards the docks. Hopefully, Gunnar will change direction and go with.
All right. Then Corva, you
gotta secure that ship.
In this land speeder, Dosen is trying to get you to the thing. You're probably about maybe one or 2 rounds away. Where are you meeting up with everyone, by the way?
They're persistent.
I gotta be honest. Nobody seems to know, but
I just put in a suggestion through the comm.
Yep. So I take it. So Corvus says to Dosen, "Yeah, we're meeting at the side entrance. Let's that way. Just just try not to get shot at by these goddamn kanji club people.
Take care of that thing that's behind us. I'll worry about that way."
Okay. So
are we being chased by another?
One of the things you can do is there's something called suppressing fire, where you make it. It's kind of like 80 another, but the reverse, and against your opponent, you make an attack roll, and it gives them a penalty to try and hit you.
Right. So, that sounds great.
Okay.
I will do that.
So why don't you give us just an attack roll with your sniper rifle?
Okay.
So the next. That's not great.
Yeah. No, it is not. It makes me very upset.
You want to spend a force point on that?
Do I get to re-roll it, or do I just add a point to it?
If you click on the force dice, it'll add a d6 to it.
Oh.
It's on the top right. Under
top
force points.
right. Okay, there we go. Now my it's all squeeched up. My thingy.
There you go.
Okay, 14.
14. Yeah.
All right, so you fire, but this one has learned clearly the lesson of the last one, is weaving back and forth, and you're not able to get a really decent shot on it.
Mm-hmm.
So Dosen, you might want to hurry up. Heka, you're in the thing. What are you doing?
Yeah, Heka pulls out some kind of an electronic tablet-like thing, and she says to Kiro, she says, so again, this is like, I don't know, whatever designation we have, like, we need to find prisoner 15 or cell 32 or whatever, and the camera pans eerily close to showing you who is there, but of course quite see who it is as she puts it back away inside her jacket.
Okay. So are you walking down to let this prisoner out?
Yeah, like we need to find, like whatever he says to her, like we need to find cell 36 or whatever intel she's got.
And there's only like 10 cells or so it shouldn't be too hard.
So you
the numbering system here is funny.
So you head down, you hit the thing, the cell opens up, and you just say, what? You're coming with me or something like that?
Come with me if you want to live.
Yeah. That was the lowest hanging fruit, but...
Yeah. Well, I don't know how well I know this character for what
you
I would
don't,
say.
not from Adam, but you are used to commanding people.
Yeah. Let's go!
Okay. So the prisoner runs out. Kiro, you say, you! Dosen, there is a kanji club that's about to shoot you from behind. What are you doing?
Serpentine.
I'm gonna summon my best piloting skills.
Can you think of anything else? Think of Star Wars
maybe
stuff.
something else this time.
So, like, for instance, if you, if you made a decent mechanics roll, maybe you could make the engine start smoking and give yourself cover.
Burn the tires on purpose.
You do have an again, that is potential, that has use of our anti-armor, which is intended to kind of use against heavy shit.
Yeah, I will see if... Is there like an autopilot I can put it on for now? And then turn around and fire a gun?
Space
autopilot. I'm like, hell with this. Autopilot. Flip my gun around, turn around, and then cannon.
Okay.
Nice.
So you're fussing around with that. Go ahead and give us an attack roll.
I'm looking for, which one is it? Anti-armor mode?
That's the one.
Nice.
19. Awesome. All right, so you turn around and the this is like, you know, that like blaster bazooka we see in the Clone Wars cartoon. Shoots out, slams into this thing. There's an explosion. It doesn't take it out, but it definitely makes it rethink what it was doing, and it pulls off, leaving a trail of smoke behind it. However, you left it on autopilot, hurtling towards the island. You have one more round until it's back there. So, Gunner, your turn. What are you doing?
Guess we're going to the Bantha. So, no, not going to the prison anymore. I'll turn and just keep. And at this point, it's not even so whether or not there are weapons there. It's kind of like a slow hail of fire just to kind of clear the path as much as anything else.
Yeah. You don't need to keep making attack rolls. You're just getting there. So we see you kind of walk out into the spaceport, and you can see on the sitting on the lowered platform of the Bantha is R4, and his head's kind of spinning around like, what the hell's going on? Woo, woo, woo. All right, Kiro.
Okay, so I've seen somebody that I clearly recognize.
Yeah, and the prisoner says back to you, you. The prisoner is Dr. Pakabar. You may recall him from 25 years ago.
Yeah. Are you sure this is the right cell?
Now, the one difference you can see, obviously he's a lot older, so he's looking a little more haggard as far as Mon Calamari go. He's a lot furrier and whatnot. He also has in place, like the whole back of his head has been replaced Lobot style with a giant computer.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I like the hardware.
What? Did the hut send you? And
Look, we don't have time to talk.
what are we doing here?
Talk to her.
Who are you? I'm not riding with him again. Last time he told me to turn me over to the rebellion.
Look, you're riding with us or you're gonna die. So, I think you should get on board.
I think Heka just looks to Sabas to, like, you know, control this fool.
I'm gonna try to persuade him to, you know, you gotta. We're on. Everything's under attack here. Anybody who stays behind is gonna get killed.
Okay. So as you guys are, what do you call it? As so it'll be the enemies this turn. There's no whippets here. Dr. Packerbar's got nothing to say. So we'll go to Sabas. What are you doing, Sabas?
Is he coming out of the cell? What's going on?
He's standing in the hallway, and he's been arguing with Kiro.
Oh, Jesus. I'm gonna cast an illusion. This is what I've been working on while they've been doing that bullshit. My back is to them. Like, they can deal with the petty people. I believe this is a little bit below my pay grade, but if Heka asks me to do something, I will do it. But I'm going to do it fucking begrudgingly because I don't deal with idiots. In any case, I've been working on this illusion in which two of these whippets are flanking me on either side. From the back, you can see that it's kind of like a projected like hologram. But what it is for people coming in from the elevator, they see security guards there so that I can destroy them.
Awesome.
It's just a thing I'm working on. I'm just tooling around.
Okay. So you look.
But I'm going to spend a force point on it because I want them to come back up the elevator with us for when it opens at the top.
Sure. Yeah.
I thought you were going at the side entrance.
So Dr. Packerbar kind of like, huh, where'd they come from?
Listen, there's a lot going on. Things are happening fast. You got to move.
All right. And he, comes. You guys all pile into the elevator, complete with.
Oh, good.
Sabas rolling his eyes and bringing these illusory whippets in with him. Monda,
So, do we have to stealth across to the Bantha, or do we just run across?
You can make an athletics check and just run straight across if you like.
Okay.
Pew pew pew.
Go.
I don't. There's acrobatics. I don't see athletics.
Oh, hold on. It is. Oh yeah, right. Let's say endurance.
Endurance.
Okay.
Okay.
So you race across there, and there's a couple of like stray blaster bolts that hit the ground, spreading up ferrocrete around you. But you manage to run, up to the deck. Gunner has already walked up the deck, and R4 is raced inside to go and start getting the Bantha ready to go. Corva.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, are we still being chased? Or we were being the speeder was now headed in the wrong direction, is my understanding.
Well, no, it's just under autopilot, so you guys are hurtling directly towards the island right now with no one driving it.
Right. I don't have a drive skill. Would it be possible for me to redirect the autopilot? I guess probably with my skills, no.
You can always try. If all you're trying to do is just trying to direct this thing, if you're not doing anything fancy and just getting it under control, I'll let you just do that.
Okay. What should I roll, do you think?
Nothing. You don't have to roll.
Okay.
Okay.
Done.
So you got it under control. You're heading up towards the rendezvous point.
Okay.
All right.
Great.
Heka, you guys are in the elevator for the turbo lift. It hits, opens up.
She looks at Dr. Packerbar and she says, "You are the protection of the resistance now. Do as we say." And for first time, sort of during this encounter, you see she's got a blaster hidden.
Give us.
And she pulls it out on him.
Let's see here.
Sorry, was I cutting out there?
No. You were a little bit, but it's. I got your meaning. Give us a persuasion check, please. Holy shit! Yeah. He opens his craw to disagree. And he's like. He looks at Kiro, and Kiro kind of doesn't.
Yeah.
His little Lobot lights are beginning to blink angrily. So Dosen, you guys are up on the island now and zooming through trees, getting towards where the what do you call it? The rendezvous point is.
Yeah, we'll have to veer off and head over toward the side entrance. I think we talked about.
Yep. So you guys go up to the side entrance, and there's this awesome cleared area, and that's when you kind of pull up, and you can see that one of the V-shaped Kanji Club ships is just coming directly in on you. Gunner, what are you doing?
Looks like Manda is going to take command of the ship in terms of flying it, which means what I do is go up to the top turret and get in position to start blasting Kanji ships.
Okay. And then Kiro?
Be careful with that ship. That's my ship. You sure you know how to fly it? Hello? Yeah. Okay.
Heka grabs your shoulder and kind of drags you along through the hallway.
Yeah.
You guys.
So I'm leading them because I know the way to get to the side entrance. So I'm gonna start leading them that direction.
Yeah. Okay. So you're heading off towards side entrance. No actions from the bad guys just yet. Sabas, what are you doing during this time?
I don't know. What do we got? Let's survey the area. Do we have anything in between us and our destination?
You guys it's complete chaos in the palace right now. You're running in kind of the opposite direction that some people are going, and then once you get to a point closer to the side entrance, it seems like everybody's heading out that direction.
Okay. I mean, this is the kind of thing, do I save my action until after Heka goes? Because I'm just defending these people.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, you can interject at any point. We're pretty fast and loose with this for now.
Yeah. I mean, unless Heka tells me to do anything, I'm protecting Heka, and if Kiro's close enough, then maybe I will protect him.
Okay.
By accident. Okay. I get it.
So, Manda, you run into the ship now. You're hopped into the...
And I will respond to Kiro and say, well, it is an antique, but I'm sure it'll be fine.
Okay. Go ahead, give us a piloting check.
Piloting, okay.
No, amazing. I'll see what I can do. So you pull off this crazy stunt, like jumps up in the air with a little burst of power, and then you start taking this long arc around the island to get to the meetup spot. And you're heading off in that direction. But what we see right now is this Kanji Club ship coming directly at Corva and Dosen, and you're realizing that you're not going to be able to jack the land speeder into a speed fast enough in order to escape this. And it's about to hit, and then you hear the sound of blaster fire, and there's an explosion as the Kanji Club ship explodes out into shrapnel, leading a massive billowing cloud of smoke behind it. And then you see what flies through it.
The Millennium Falcon.
First order tie. And then a second one. And you realize that the sky seems full of these black starfighters. Corva, what do you do?
You know what? I'm going to get on the radio and say, things have just gotten more complicated. We're here outside, just yards from the exit, and it appears that an entire squadron of TIE fighters have come to us. They've declined interview. However, a nation waits to see, are they friend or are they foe? And as an editorial aside, I'd like to suggest that we all get the hell out of here as quickly as possible.
Wow! One of the ties flies overhead.
In the center of danger, I'm Corva Coleman.
It may not come as a surprise to you that the information in Dr. Pakabar's head is of extreme importance to the First Order. Your mission is less about the Resistance having it and more about preventing the First Order from having it.
Okay.
Okay.
When you say that there are TIE fighters, sorry, real quick, are there like literally too many to count? Is it that sort of thing?
There's at least 10.
Okay. All right. Just curious.
And they're firing on Evo's palace as well, too.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Would you give me a, let's see here, galactic lore check, Corva?
Yes. Hang on. Galactic lore check.
Awesome.
24. Yeah.
So you lean into Dosen and you point up at this sort of like wedge-shaped ship coming down, and you're like, is that an Imperial lander? And Dosen, yes, it is. That will be chock full of First Order stormtroopers. Or stormtroopers. Okay. Hecka, what are you doing? You guys come running up to that exit. You hit the door. It's that one of those big, heavy sliding metal doors. Opens up into the forest exterior. What are you doing?
Well, and she just heard that the First Order is here?
Yes.
Yeah.
She you hear her swear under her breath, shit, as she realizes that rather than extract this information, she may be forced to execute the doctor instead of rescue him from this planet.
Okay. Pakabar looks at you, Kiro. She has a plan, right?
And you can just sort of see this thought.
Okay.
Looks like she has a plan.
And I think, Sabas, I think you sense that through the Force. There's definitely a dark, her mind has gone to a very dark place. You guys have been together so long, you can just pick up on that. How does Sabas react
And you
to
can
that?
also...
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little concerned about that thought. Both for,
And to be clear,
yeah.
sorry, to be clear, she's trying to figure out which of her allies she would ask to take out the deed if so that she wouldn't have to do it herself. So she's like thinking about like, yeah, who do I get to do it, basically.
All right, so
Wow.
and you can hear as the door opens the distinctive sound of those ties zooming overhead.
So generally, that's something that I would do. Like I kill people for her. I just want to take a quick look at this dude standing next to me. The computer on his head, is that something that if we cut his neck off, do you think we could sustain the information that's inside of his head?
It might affect the intel inside, depending on how complex it is. There's more, like, it's not just something you strap on. It's got cybernetics that go into the brain, but maybe.
Okay.
It's certainly
and
better.
Is there something that I can do as a Force user to see if the person that I am currently following as a leader has gone crazy?
Why don't you do this? Let's search for your feelings. Give us a use Force check.
Okay. Hold on, I have to get back to my dude.
Okay.
How do you open? Oh, there it is.
Yep.
Okay, where's
use Force?
Is it use Force?
Yeah, bottom of the skill list, I think.
Oh.
Okay. Is that better than Heka's will?
Hold on a second. So I got a TIE fighter in my way. My will is... where's saving throws on this?
It'd be defenses.
Oh, there. 19 is my will.
Okay, so,
So
Jeff,
yes,
why don't you
just beats my will.
tell Sabas what is going, like, what does he sense by tapping into her feelings?
I think that she's not troubled with the morality. I mean, she's lived a life of, through the underworld, through crime, through doing what she has to do to survive and get where she is. And the life of one individual is not of big concern to her. It is more about who she thinks of her team, that she cares about this team that she's brought with her, like who can take the sort of death upon themselves and not be too upset by it, but like also like I typed in the chat, like she's considering choosing Dozum as the person to carry this out to show she wants to see his commitment to the resistance and also the potential for him to join sort of her inner circle of people who will do her bidding when needed.
Okay. Sebastian, if you have any questions of Heka, go ahead.
I can rely on this because that's coming straight from Heka. Is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, my main concern is whether or not this is even, if you are taking actions that are in your best interest, or if you're under some type of duress that I may need to consider that you don't know what your best interests are. But it sounds like you do, so I'm okay with it.
Well, basically, I don't know who the First Order has sent here to retrieve this asset, and if they're too much for us, we have to stop them from gaining.
Yeah.
What's in
What
Dr.
I would
Bacamar.
say to you if we had time to talk about it is you're concerned about what happens to the morality of other people if you ask them to do this, but you haven't considered what happens to you by asking other people to do this. You know what I mean? Like, I'm worried about your long-term sanity.
Right, yeah.
One more tie with a very different sounding engine. Wow! Roars overhead.
No.
Do any of us know anything about that specific TIE fighter?
You would know about Lord Wren.
Yes.
Just by you guys, anyone who's part of the Resistance would know about him. The effect of like the chief, terrorist of Snoke's First Order. You would know and fear him in the same way that Vader was in his time.
I think that if Sebastian is reading sort of her feelings and her mind at that point, he would now see that her concern also shifts to hiding the identity and who Sabas is from Kylo showing up, basically.
Right.
Okay.
Like, now her concern shifts to him, which maybe has some effect on him.
Sabas, I think you feel a wave of fury pass as that thing goes over. Like, there's a deep disturbance in the Force as Ren's tie goes overhead. Dosem. Okay. So you can see the.
I'm gonna stop using the Force just so he doesn't pick up on it.
Oh sure, yeah. Okay, so you retreat back into yourself. We see Dosem. You can see that now that thing's destroyed. You and Corva kind of look at each other. You can see the bantha is coming down to land at the landing zone. Both its cargo bay where the skimmer was and the actual ramp are extended. I think what you guys have the time to do is to get there and then run into it, or to make a piloting check to try and speed run the land skimmer or the land speeder into there. What are you thinking?
Dawson's really distracted right now. He's actually not even thinking any of that because, well, like, this is all bringing back like waves of stuff, like his father fighting against the First Order in the place that they were living that was being oppressed, and yeah, just so maybe he snaps out of it and goes, oh crap, puts his gun away and here, let me take that, and he steps in and tries to pilot.
Okay. So you're heading up. Now, do you want to... are you just trying to get the skimmer there and you leave it behind? Or you can try and run it into the bantha?
Run it in.
And run it in.
Yeah.
Because, what could go wrong?
So,
Dick, you want to?
He hits the side thrusters and kind of brakes at the same time, and it kind of slides in, and then goes backwards at the last little second.
Yeah.
Ramp. And he's like, "All right, we're ready."
You hit, and that starts going up. So the gunner, you can see obviously these ties are going overhead. You can feel free to, if you go into the Lazy Bantha character sheet.
On the Bantha sheet, I see I've got a thing to roll for my turret.
Yep.
So I'm wondering what specifically if there are any ties on us right now, or if they haven't picked us up yet.
Oh no, there's a starship in the air. There is definitely ties coming in.
All right. But then my other question is, do I have line of sight to the troop transport?
Yeah, I'll say so. It'll be at
okay.
medium.
Then I want to
range,
blast that.
Okay, nice. So give me a sec here. I have that's 4. Where is it?
Because if they land troops after we leave, that would be terrible. But
well, it's more like, you know, there are a lot more stormtroopers on the troop transport. There's only one pilot in each of those TIE fighters.
I know.
Okay.
I'm just sitting there being smart ass because you didn't get to kill any stormtroopers last time. So last year. So
right.
Where are the
it's not about
stormtroopers? I want
it's
to
not
get
about
dinner on that.
securing our exit. It's about blowing some stormtroopers out of the
There's going to be more, right? You blast one TIE fighter and another one just shows up. There's going to be
So go
That's
ahead.
actually very true.
Yeah, go ahead and make
Very
an
true.
attack roll.
All right, making an attack roll.
Okay. 19.
Whoa, 42 damage.
Oh my goodness.
Whoa.
So yeah, starship damage is a whole different kettle of fish. So you hit it, but it's scouring the outside of its armor.
Mm-hmm.
So has not damaged it.
Is it force point? Maybe worth a shot?
Yeah, he's very close to hitting.
All right, well then, yeah, why not do a force point?
Hell
Nice.
yes.
Come on, force point.
Or I've got these destiny points. They're burning a hole in my pocket.
True.
You
Yeah.
got 2 of them.
To just upgrade it to a critical. I think I'll do. I think I'm going to spend a destiny point to just upgrade to a critical.
Well, that totally.
Nice.
Awesome.
You've
Which
been
means-
wanting to kill stormtroopers for a long time.
Yeah. So you hit this thing, and there's thresholds, just like there are for your characters, where you can, if you take a certain amount of damage, you get a penalty as an ongoing kind of thing. Or an ongoing penalty. You can do the same thing for ships as well too, and you have just done that to this. Smoke is billowing out of it. It's not destroyed, but it is definitely damaged.
Nice.
Hero, you're next.
So can I see the bantha?
It's landed now.
Are they...
And
Okay.
you just saw a speeder is kind of like flying in as you guys are all going.
Okay, so I'm like, run! So I'm kind of waving Heka and Savas on, and I'm just taking off.
Okay.
Like I'm not. There's some kind of thing going on between them, and I'm like, I don't.
We don't have this.
Wait, we gotta go.
Okay.
And I just charge.
Now let me grab guys. Here's the bantha. But we have 2 ties coming in.
I don't think you need those health bars there, by the way.
They're just symbolic, George. Just
Yeah, okay,
Right,
got
right,
it.
right.
All right. So I got a nat 1, so one of them wildly misses. The other one is a.
Does that hit friendly fire? Do they like shoot some of this?
No, there's no critical fumbles in this.
Good?
That is a 23 versus reflexes. What's the bantha's reflexes? Should see on the character.
Those reflex is 19.
Do you want me to try
Okay.
to roll the once per round as a reaction?
Yeah,
I
please
can-
do.
Nice.
Oh, that's
I mean,
neat.
so
Interesting
basically,
with-
it's.
Well, yeah, this is gonna be neat.
I mean, I have a 13 or better because I got a plus 10 piloting.
Yeah. Go ahead. So I roll a 23. Yeah. So
Yeah.
make your roll.
Come on.
I will likely use a force point. Oh, that was awful roll. There's no way.
Oh, it's not even, yeah.
Okay. So
Let's
what
go
you
to
do,
best
you sort of
of
move along the side. Kiro, I'd like you. To,
Yeah. Well, I can't jerk too because people are running to get to the ship.
yeah. So you're running towards. You're like, wait, where are you going? So it is hit. 2 seconds. I was gonna check something before we started, and then I got distracted by something shiny.
Dang, that's unfortunate. I mean, I'm saving the destiny point just in case like the silencer comes behind us.
Yeah.
Totally.
Okay. All right. I was trying to check.
She can take it. She can take it.
Yeah.
Not too many, you know. Just... Oh, that was great, Dave.
Thanks.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
All right. So here's what happens: is someone give me a 4d10 roll, please.
I got it. Here we go. 32.
32. So actually, that's doubled to 64. So the Lazy Bantha takes 34 points of damage to the red bar, and then its blue bar is reduced by 5. The shields are reduced by 5. Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
And the two of them, wow, kind of fly overhead.
You rolled really well against yourself, George.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at that.
Same team. Sabas, what are you doing?
What are we doing? What are we looking at?
The Bantha
Run to the
has
ship.
landed.
Can we get on the Bantha? I'm gonna. Are there any? I'm gonna use basic dexterity, but I can sprint over to it.
Yeah.
What's called quick energy.
Oh yeah, you're rolling the thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna sprint like super fast as my little legs can carry me, and get on the Bantha.
Okay.
Is Heka okay? Is Heka gonna make it there?
Is everyone on?
We'll see, I guess.
Uh,
Mondo.
Oh well, I gotta wait for Heka. I'm sorry. I'm gonna hold my action until after Heka.
Yeah.
goes.
Why don't I do this? I'm gonna put you right after Haka.
Thank you.
There you go. Okay. Mondo, what are you doing? Those ties flew overhead, but everyone else isn't on board yet.
Hurry, we're sitting ducks here.
Take
Gunner, shoot the TIE fighters. Don't waste your time on that damn transport.
Corva and
I can't shoot. I can't. There's no like forward guns or anything. It doesn't matter.
no. Corva,
Only a
you're up
turret.
next.
All right, I'm gonna run down inside the ship. I'm gonna run down to the ramp so I can see everyone come in. And I'm basically, is it just them, or are they being chased?
What you can see is no, they're not being chased. But you can see Heka,
Okay.
Sabas, a Mon Calamari that you don't recognize. Well, actually, you guys will probably
Okay.
know it's the target. And so Sabas, Heka, Kiro, and this Mon Calamari.
Well, can I hold an action, like in case a guards come after them out that door? I've got my sniper rifle just to try to pick off
Absolutely.
anyone who might be doing it. All right.
Cool.
Yeah, protecting Heka.
Okay.
Wait,
I'm Corva
Heka.
Coleman.
Okay. So then, Heka, you're up next.
Oh, and whoever might be with her.
Corva's
She
Get
She's
to
I
the
don't need your
Bantha.
help. Also, don't listen to George. I don't need your help. Just protect Heka.
yeah. She points to the Lazy Bantha, and she looks at Dr. Peckbard. That's our ship. She pulls up her comm to the rest of her team, and she says, "Lord Wren is here.
He looks at the
We
ship
must."
and he looks at Kiro. The last one wasn't bad enough?
Is this a time for this kind of discussion? You see the TIE fighters?
Okay.
And she's
Jeff's
saying,
right.
"Lord Wren is here. We have to go now."
Okay, he kind of
The rest of her team.
and runs along, so the two of you guys go racing out. Sabas, you're following beside, I guess?
Yeah, I'm right behind. I'm walking backward. I just want to see if anybody's like attacking in this direction.
Yeah. There's maybe like one or two, like a whippet that kind of comes running out, sees you, and kind of like, rah! And then Corva will pick him off.
Okay. Great.
Then
Nice.
Dosen, you want to take the other turret?
Yeah, I was just Dosen was going to get on the comm and go, "Is there a second turret on this bucket?"
Turret in the top, turret in the bottom, and I've got both of the two soldiers listed on the Lazy Bantha's sheet.
Yeah, literally, it's got your name on it.
Yeah. Okay. Then it is, so you get in there, and unfortunately, I guess you got the ventral one right now, so you can't see anything until you take off, but you could ready in action. Gunner,
I
however,
will get strapped in.
what would you like to do, Gunner?
Nice.
I guess I'll shoot a TIE fighter. So I guess it depends on if they're like flying in formation. I might do the covering fire thing to try to disrupt like the front one in a formation.
Yeah.
To see if I couldn't have that affect multiple ones somehow, right? Like try to disrupt the flight leader so that they have to pull away.
There are certain vehicle weapons that can do that have vehicle auto fire. Your weapons do not have that.
Okay, well then I'll just blast the front one.
Okay.
All right. No modifiers. And if I need to spend a force point, I've got some.
Let's see. Oh, let's see here. An 18 is good enough.
All right.
So 38. So you graze one. Didn't quite take it down.
All right.
Where is it here? Yes. Okay. So then it is Kiro. What are you doing? You're on the Lazy Bantha as well?
Yep. So I'm gonna run up to the cockpit, and I see that Monda's in the pilot seat, and I go, "Okay, I'm here."
Great.
No, I mean, I know this ship like the back of my hand. You want to? Can I?
How good are you at evasive maneuvers?
That's probably the thing I'm the best at.
Okay. So you hop in the cockpit. You got the two of you. One of you is in the pilot's chair, co-pilot's chair. Either of you can control. What are you doing?
Nice. Okay, I can still actually. So I've gotten there. I was just like a move or something.
Yep.
So
is everyone on board? Let's go.
Everybody's on board.
So how is it going to work? Do we have to? Do we both use our abilities, or does one person have to use?
One person's a pilot. You only have one pilot.
Because I have like expert pilot, I can re-roll things, and I also have that one where I can take evasive maneuvers. So it's up to you.
I like that they're getting into a little argument here. Who actually should take over.
So while you guys are discussing it, let's make attack rolls for the ties. One of the ties hits. Someone give me that same 4d10 roll, please.
Yikes!
I'll do it again.
It's your ship.
Okay.
19. Okay, so that's 38 minus 25 is 13. Take 13 points of damage and reduce the shields by 5 again, please.
Out.
Do we get anything for our damage reduction?
Oh, yes, you do. Yeah, what's the damage reduction?
Damage reduction is 15.
Okay, so you took no damage from that shot. It did damage the shields, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would the previous shot have done the same?
You can add 15 hit points back.
Okay.
On top of that, because it would have
there we go.
reduced it by that.
Okay, that's definitely better.
We're doing much better.
Yeah.
That's definitely better. We're losing. So, I see we're losing shields. We're losing shields. Can I do anything with shields?
So Monda is probably the better choice to be doing mechanical stuff because he's awesome at mechanical. He's good at piloting, not as good as Kiro.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What? Switch. You take on shields. I'll pilot.
Okay. All right. We'll do that.
Okay.
So I'm gonna basically just try to.
You can repair shields and stuff.
Yes, you can. There's an action that you can make to try and get the shields back up and running again. You can also try and because you've got the jury rig thing, you can give basically hit points back to the ship.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's him racing
so
down.
You can do that. You can do the evasive maneuver thing.
I have a bunch of stuff. Like I can add my level to an attack roll, a ability check, and several other things I can do.
Okay. So then you guys are. Let's see, Monda. What do you want? You want to try and restore the shields?
Yeah, let's try to get the shields back up.
Yeah. Okay, give me a sec here. So getting the shields back is a mechanics check. DC 20. Go ahead and make a mechanics check.
Oh, geez, that's an awful roll.
Not. Oh man.
Yeah, distracted.
Isn't that one? Oh my god.
Yeah.
Do you want a destiny point that, or you want to let that stand?
You might want to do that.
I mean, are there fumbles for skill rolls?
With this one, I'd reduce the shields by 5.
How much can you get them back up for normally?
It's a 5 for each time you do that recharge shields.
Is there a way to re-roll or?
Nope.
Yeah, I guess I'll just use a destiny point then.
Okay, so you
awesome.
Hit it, and then the shields start going down, and Kiro's like, whoa! And then you hit something else, and
wait, I think...
So I'll let you add 10. The shields will be back at full again.
Okay.
Okay?
Nice.
Then, Corva Coleman, what are you doing?
I don't know what there is for me to do. I mean, we're everyone's inside. I assume that the ramp is slowly going up.
Yep.
Oh, you know what? You know what? I don't have to do that, Kevin. I can use my knack. Once per day, I can re-roll a skill check.
Oh,
Take the
yeah,
better
please.
result.
Yeah, go right ahead.
All right. Okay. Well, I could still roll a 1, and then I
was
have
gonna
to do
say
that.
we don't know if you get.
It is Roll20 we're talking about.
That's right.
Yeah, but might as well
Yeah.
Okay.
use this one first.
Yeah.
All right. 3. I guess I still use the destiny point.
Oh, well, here, you could use a force point. If you rolled a 6, you got the 20 you
Yeah,
needed.
it's okay. No, it's no way. I'll just use the destiny point.
Okay,
Nice.
awesome.
But I use.
All right, so then, yeah, that's let's see here. What else can you do?
I could do fast repairs though too, which is cool. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So then, Corva, you are going where on the ship?
The center. I think Corvo will take this opportunity to protect Heka. Be close by, because that's his job. And honestly, you don't really need a sniper rifle inside of a ship, but
Okay.
Break it down for us. Let us know how it works, Eric.
Hey.
From inside the ship, I'm Corva Coleman.
And then Heka, what are you doing?
Heka will we've all moved to or at least me and Sebast, and now Corva's joined us, and we've got Dr. Pakabar in the center of the ship, and she leans in close to him and she says, I need to know that what you have is worth what the Resistance has risked for this mission.
Okay.
And she sort of holds out whatever device she's brought can interface with Dr. Pakabar's bionic brain.
Sure. Give us a persuade check, please. It'll be against his
Can I help
will.
with it?
Yeah, definitely. What do you think? Are you just making her scary, or are you just being generally menacing yourself?
Is there a way to manipulate his mind to be more, basically, what is a mind trick?
Yeah.
You create.
Yep. Go ahead and give us a use force check. This will help. All you need is a DC 10 to give him a +2.
Bend his mind.
Nice.
Yep. So you get +2 to your persuade roll there, Heka. Holy shit.
Yes. And I'm going to use a force point to even bolster that.
Nice. Okay.
Awesome.
133. It is. I swear. Every single outpost in the Outer Rim that was secret from that Palpatine kept. I've got it. It's up here. Then, Dosum. You definitely have shots. Oh, ties are following the lazy bantha.
Sweet. Okay. Somehow closed the lazy bantha, but I will open it back up.
Okay.
Sorry, folks. Thought I had this queued up.
That's okay.
That's good that our gunners both have good, and our pilot has a good.
Yeah.
Okay. Dave, did you find it, or?
Yeah, it's frozen though. It won't open. Could try it again.
Hold on. Here. Did you see it now, Dave?
No. I've got the lazy bantha window open, but it's a blank screen.
Try closing it, reopening it.
Okay. Now the character sheet.
Okay. Yep. There you go. And you scroll down. Can you see it now?
Yep, I got it.
Okay. Good.
Nice.
All right.
Oh, awesome.
19 is enough. 54.
Wow.
So, if you fired at the same one, it explodes.
Nice.
Come here. All right.
And then I cheered like a young Luke Skywalker. Woo!
Nice.
I got one.
There's too much. George,
Gun?
there's too much
Yeah.
wooing, by the way, in script writing, so don't do that.
Oh,
Everyone woos
shit.
all the time, especially
Yeah.
in Star Wars. Everyone always woos. They
I
did that
woo.
in
I woo in real life.
I'll make sure I do a search and replace at the end of each script.
All right. Gunner, you're up next. What are you doing?
All right, trying to blast a TIE fighter. And here we go.
Oh my god.
Oh my.
Oh wow.
Holy smokes, look at this. Sparks are flying out of the thing. Hold on. All right. All right.
Anna likes
She always knows the end of the session.
Yeah, she
That's
gets very
right.
excited.
I know, like,
I know. Who are you cheering
Hero,
for?
let's get us out of here, I guess, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna do my best.
Okay. Then you guys, let's see here. Kiro, it is your turn next. What are you doing?
So I'd like to do some kind of evasive maneuvers if there is such a thing. So I basically want to spin the ship.
Yeah.
Like as I kind of zoom and go and try to take her straight up into the towards the atmosphere.
Whoever's good at what do you call it? At use computers. Calculating an astrogation destination would be probably pretty helpful right now.
Right,
Okay.
that's true.
Especially because you're just coming out of the atmosphere.
Right.
Let's see what's
TIE
outside.
fighters aren't long-range vehicles, so there's got to be a. Oh, there. We go.
Oh,
I see.
nice.
Okay. So and you
Okay.
can see out of the bottom of that thing is just like a locust swarm.
Oh man. All right, I'm definitely get the coordinates from the nav computer while I try to avoid this thing.
Okay.
And so I'm gonna like zoom around as
Why
much
don't you
as
give
I
us a
can.
piloting check? I'll set that as the difficulty for me to hit because someone is trying to reach you.
And here's what I'm gonna do. Well, I'm gonna make the roll first, and then I'm gonna tell you I'm gonna do something.
Sure.
Okay, so
Ooh, that's
29,
nice.
and I'm using my hyper-driven ability.
Yeah.
Once per day while on board a starship, I can add my scoundrel class level, which is a 5, as a bonus on a single attack roll, skill check, or ability check. So I'm going to add it to this skill check, make it to 34.
Incredible. All right.
Can you
So
stack that with a force point?
you can see. Oh, you can. Yeah,
oh,
absolutely.
I can. Yeah, I'm going to totally do that. Great idea. Here we go.
Okay.
Plus another. Oh, it's not coming up. Come on. Roll it. There we go. Oh, see, it came up twice. The first one there.
Where's the 5? So
20.
it's-
Another
39.
39.
Shit. All right.
Wow.
So a hologram appears on the dash of the Lazy Bantha. Someone you have not seen before.
Uh-huh.
And you hear over the thing, Senator Tusham, we know you're on board this mangy vessel. Turn your engines off immediately and surrender, or we will destroy you.
And
Next.
Kira says, "I've got a friend with some Ubezi sign language for you."
All right. You see it back, so we cut to the bridge and we see him kind of like, oh, destroy them! And the ship starts opening fire at you guys. And, basically fishing for nat 20s here. So it's exploding all around you guys. You just, and then it is Monda's turn. We do Monda.
I'm going to try to set the coordinates, jump to light speed.
Okay.
I'll likely use a force point for this.
Yeah, because it's a difficult to do it in one round is, I think it's like a 20 or a 30. Let's see here.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully it's a 20 because I use a force point and I get a 22.
Okay, let's see here. You not use force, use computer.
Can you use a destiny point for a critical success?
I already did.
You have two destiny points.
I already
Use
used
them
them.
both.
Oh, uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Guess it's somebody new on the nav computers.
Yeah. Yeah, DC 30
I gotta,
to do it in
Wow.
one round.
oh, how long does it
Next
take?
round.
Let's see here. Oh, you have current data. Doing so takes 1 minute and a DC 10 or, so it's 10 rounds of
Wow.
the, what do you call
Oh,
it?
God.
Yeah,
That's
the ship
awesome.
trying to follow you or a DC 30. So, you have managed to get that to a Oh, you get to add your the intelligence of your ship to that as well, which is another +2. You're currently sitting at a 22, 23, 24. You need 6 more points to get there. Does anyone have any suggestions for how you guys have been aiding getting this thing ready?
I think R4 has been, he's an astromech droid, has been preparing some options
Okay.
for the Navicomputer.
All right.
So
And-
potentially he's
and
on
I would-
top of it.
Well,
And,
Okay.
sorry,
So
was your roll
Go ahead.
an 8? I do have exceptional control.
get out of there. Come on.
How does that work, Jeff?
Kev-
I rolled a d20 at the beginning of this encounter, and I can substitute your roll with my roll. And I rolled an 18 for that.
Then phenomenal.
Wow,
So what
that's
does it
a
look
+10
like
then.
as Heka
That's a
intervenes?
+10, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
I actually rolled a 3 or an 8.
So-
Nice.
I got a 19 with an 8, so come on, guys.
So in keeping
Yeah.
with the with the connection between the two, Monda is sort of like scrambling to try and get things ready. Heka just suddenly lays her hand on his shoulder, and he looks up at the senator he looks up to so much. I know. You narrow your brow furrows above your green or your blue head. Your fingers fly across, and then the correct information is there. And Monda,
I'm going
turns
to
Kiro.
I'm going to do an illusion right before we take off.
Yeah. What's that?
I'm going to use a destiny point and do a massive illusion,
Love it.
Huh.
and it's going to be an explosion of the ship, so that there's a big bright explosion basically at the point that we take off, so it looks like they blew us up.
Okay. So yeah,
Nice.
that's amazing. That's exactly what you see. So and then there's this huge explosion, and then what do you call it? We see on the bridge, we see Hawks kind of like yes, and then he stops, and one of the like deck officers is like, General, didn't Supreme Commander Snoke want them alive? And he's like,
Nice.
and then you hear from another side of the deck, General, Lord Snoke for you. And we iris in. All right. And guys, where we see you drop out of warp is around a brownish colored world with no real, nothing of particular interest on it. In fact, you're looking at the coordinates. What is this? Dantooine. And then we see you guys coming down to land on Dantooine. It appears that this planet has been abandoned for a very, very long time. Farmhouses lay abandoned, the weeds, the fields overgrown. And in fact, when you reach what is supposed to be your destination, you find it overgrown by whatever the Star Wars equivalent of banyan trees, with these twisting wild roots going over, choking what was once a thriving, surely, farmhold, home to many. You guys walk inside, and you find that there is one older man waiting for you within. And he looks like... Where is he here? That's what happens when I try and label things in a clever way. This will be so clever. I have no
Right.
idea where the fuck it is. Shit. So I got him there.
Yeah, so many things in the library.
Oh, here it is. Here it is. Dantooine contact. This man drops out. Steps up from the shadows, long robes on. No glasses, because I don't think glasses exist in Star Wars. Apparently LASIK is ubiquitous.
Right.
Genuinely, there's so much
Of course
research I
this
put
does
in,
that, yeah.
George. I was trying to find pictures of Star Wars with glasses. And I'm like, I don't think there is glasses in Star Wars.
No,
So-
I don't think so.
So this
That's
man
funny.
walks out. He doesn't have those corrective lenses on. He looks, Starskimmer. It's been a while. And it takes you a moment to think of who... You don't recognize him because of the beard. Or Anna, jeepers. She's just doing like circles underneath the
Yeah.
goofball. Because you always knew him with a beard.
Oh,
Whoa.
Oh, that guy.
General
That is a-
Nadine.
That is a fake ass beard.
Yes.
Everything is fake.
When I was trying to find this, there's a
I love that
terrific...
callback.
There's a great photo of him holding up the fake beard.
That's funny.
That's great.
So, he says, so, Ben, you're with, her. Does this mean that you...
I don't know if it's serious. I think maybe we're just trying to see if there's any. Oh, you mean in a professional? We shall see. I have nowhere else to go. So this
Then-
might be my best option.
He looks up. Well, and you guys see a new star kind of twinkles. She's arrived in orbit. If I can't convince you, and he holds out palm, a little holo display. Perhaps she can. And we will end our session.
That's great.
So, then, for those listening at home, thank you so much for joining us for this very special one-shot charity session of Star Wars Saga Edition. We hope you've enjoyed the fall of Starskimmer. As is likely the case with Star Wars, one trilogy is rarely enough, so I'm not sure this is the last we have ever seen of our heroes here. And there's a whole host of NPR hosts who I can rename into Star Wars characters for Eric. So,
Glass. Yeah.
so as is always the case, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding this session, the game, or the charity campaign in general, please do not hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section of the video, and I will endeavor to reply in a timely fashion. Otherwise, I want to once again give an enormous thank you to George for giving me the opportunity to run this game again. Thank you for your generosity.
Thanks. No, thanks for running it, Kev. It was awesome.
And
Yeah,
a
it's fun.
huge
Fantastic.
thank you to everybody who joined us as a player today, too. So Eric, Arlen, George, Jeff, Ptolemy, Carl, and Dave, thank you so much for joining me today, guys. I had a shit ton of fun prepping and running this, and you guys made these characters even more interesting than I had them in my mind. So great job with role-playing by everybody.
Excellent.
It was
Awesome.
fun.
Thank you, Kev. It was amazing.
Excellent. Then, for those listening at
again.
home, once again, thank you so much for joining us. If you are joining us during the current pandemic, we do hope that this finds you healthy, safe, and weathering the current crisis as well as can be expected. We hope that we've given you a couple of hours in a galaxy far, far away to take your mind off of the troubles of our world and think about the troubles that our intrepid Captain Kiro keeps getting himself into. And until we see you again, happy gaming.
May the force be with you.
And may the force be with you, of course.
And also with
Oh,
me.
with you. Yeah.